What's up, guys? It's Cooper Webb, and you're listening to the MotoXpod.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the MotoXpod.
Save me from myself. My arms and legs are bound like an aching cold from another world. I'll scream the truth 6 feet underground. Feel alive inside yourself. Watch your enemies dispel. If I could find a way to avoid this fate, there'll be a story to tell.
We're back. It's the MotoXpod, episode 373, presented by Yamaha, Motor USA, and Race Tech. Love those guys. Love those guys. Thanks to Yamaha and Race Tech for taking care of us. Big show tonight. We have the Twisted Tea Progressive Insurance Suzuki's Jason Anderson. First time he's ever been on the live show. I've done interviews with him at the races, but I finally got him locked in. More on that in just a moment. We also had the Beast from the East, Damon Bradshaw, Yamaha Blue Crew ambassador. He was at Motocross Nations this weekend and involved in the YZ Blue Crew World Super Finale and a bunch of other stuff. So I want to get him on to talk about a few things and talk about Motocross Nations. And then we have the now 6-time National Enduro Champion, Stu Baylor, coming on. So lots of fun. We got some off-road. We got some Supercross and legends and all kinds of great stuff. First up, though, before we get to all that, in studio, working the cameras, talking to you guys in the chat if you're live on YouTube, Scott Thompson. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. Sorry I missed you at the donations. I was just so busy, like talking to all the riders and stuff, that I didn't get to say hi to you while I was there.
Oh, yeah. Were you there?
Yeah.
Where's all the content you got then?
I was there in spirit.
Where's all the content?
Where's all the content you got?
I lost that camera. A fan stole it.
Where's all the content you got?
It was a Euro fan, too.
Also in studio, 710 Designs, Chase Moore.
What's going on, man?
What's up? Good to see you.
Yep, good to be back.
Yeah, you mentioned Motocross Nations. We'll do. We'll talk about it a little bit here before we get Stu Baylor on. Before we do that, I actually have something to read. I have what's the word? Like
a statement.
A statement. Yes. Mm-hmm. So first of all, I've been trying to get Jason Anderson on the show for many, many years. In San Diego this year, we were talking after I did an interview with him for Vital, and he's like, "Dude, I'm gonna do your show this year. I promise." Well, then things didn't go so well after San Diego. He had a couple good races, obviously, some podiums, but then things went really bad. I never asked him again. And I was talking to my friend, Lewis Phillips, a couple days ago. He's like, you should get Jason on. I was like, you know what? Not a horrible idea, right? Pretty good idea.
Guy.
Pretty good idea. Lewis has lots of good ideas. So
great guy.
I have a statement. I'm thrilled to have Lewis Phillips lend his expertise to help guide the next phase of our podcast. With years of experience covering motocross at the highest level and a deep understanding of the sports media landscape, Lewis brings sharp insight, creative strategy, and a proven track record of connecting with fans around the world. His perspective and direction are already helping refine the show's focus and elevate how we tell stories from the inside the paddock. Big things ahead, and I'm grateful to have Lewis and his help and his suggestions and his guidance.
Bravo.
There's a little bit of an inside joke there.
Yep.
I think Lewis will get it. He may text me in a few minutes, but I do actually appreciate Lewis. Lewis is always, we have conversations just about every day, and he gives me a lot of good advice. I really respect him and appreciate what he does. I don't know if you two have had a chance to listen to Saturdays with Sewer from this weekend.
I haven't, no.
You need to.
No, I've listened to all
I
this
planned
stuff.
on it, yeah.
You what?
I listened to a lot of all the stuff from this weekend, but I haven't got to that yet. No.
Yeah.
Saturdays with Sewer, greater than Saturday nights with Sexton. And I like those.
I like Jeremy, and I really like Lewis too.
Yeah, he's not gonna like this part of it. The audio, his mic was a little hot, but it's definitely not like you're not gonna listen to it and go, I just can't listen to it.
Are you sure he wasn't just really excited and yelling because he hasn't seen Jeremy?
I think so. No, that maybe with Sexton, yes, but with Jeremy, it's a different vibe. You can tell how tight they are. It was fantastic. I loved it. I want more. I don't know if Lewis is going to have to go back to the GPs to make that happen, but that's enough of Lewis Phillips now. Thank you, Lewis. We are now, though, going to jump into our Yamaha Motor USA opening chat. And at Yamaha Motor USA, we don't just build motorcycles. We engineer legends like Damon Bradshaw. From championship podiums to off-road trails, the YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Whether it's the raw two-stroke power of the YZ250, the precision of the YZ250F, or the dominance of the YZ450F, every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. Unleash victory, ride Yamaha. Check them out at YamahaMotorsports.com. And as I mentioned, this past weekend at Motocross Nations, they did have their YZ Blue Crew World Super Finale with the 65, 85s, and 125s.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Really, really cool to see. We'll talk to Damon about that. But Yamaha just absolutely making dreams come true for kids and all that stuff. But let's get into, we got about 10 minutes for Stu.
I do have some breaking news from the chat.
Okay.
Dark Side is Dumb from Radwood Garage.
Cool. I mean, that's probably just, there's some truth there.
Do you know who that is?
I'm not sure. Oh, is that TJ?
Yep. Yeah.
Stop acting like an idiot. You're the idiot.
Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
He's not always wrong, but I'm not as, never mind.
It blows my mind that they trust him to be in charge of millions of dollars worth of oil filled equipment.
Well, when it comes to that stuff, TJ's pretty good.
I know.
Mechanically, he's really smart.
He is.
I just know TJ, and
so
it just blows my
I gave him a
mind.
little bit of credit. Let's talk some Motocross the Nations, but first, MotoXpod.com, MotoXpod Show 333.
Yes.
On YouTube. Our YouTube channel is really doing well, starting to take off thanks to you guys and supporting it, watching. So thank you.
Share the shorts.
Yeah, and we also have Discord now.
Yeah.
So you didn't seem like you were getting to it.
I mean, I'm getting there.
Okay. Go ahead.
We had some listeners reach out wanting a forum or some kind of chat. And what we're going to do is we're going to create our own Discord channel. Is that what it would be, Chase? A channel? Discord channel. And then within that, there'll be sub-channels. I don't know
Something
what they call
like
it.
that, yeah. I don't know.
Top 5 and grill your ass off, bring the heat. There'll be sections of that where we can all converse. That will be linked to our YouTube or our website, motoxpod.com, so you can get to it through there.
Yeah, it's just a forum that has different channels for different things. It's pretty. Once you get in there and start messing with it, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Essentially, a way for all of us to continue to communicate outside of the chat
Group chat.
Yeah, and then I can every week put in this week's top 5 will be this, and you can get your topics or your answers to those, or you can even suggest other topics,
and we can steal them and use them for our own benefit on the show.
Absolutely. So that's going to be really cool. But all right, Motocross of Nations. Of Nations.
Are you, somebody asked if you had your hat on backwards like Sexton?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I meant to turn around. I was getting ready for the show and I had it backwards.
You just don't care anymore? You're on the way out?
Yeah, no, I just forgot to turn around. It's my T-Bolt USA hat, so I planned on turning around. So I would do that in just a second. But Australia first, USA second, France third. There was a moment where... Well, there's some moments where I was wondering if we were going to get on the podium. Mm-hmm. We were certainly third till the very final lap or two. What did you guys think, though, of the event overall, watching from home?
Man, it seemed like a good race. It didn't seem quite as kind of hectic as the normal one. Like Redbud, it always seems. I guess you get kind of the Redbud crowd, like the 4th of July crowd that comes out there kind of crazy there anyways. Yeah. It seemed like we didn't get quite as much of that, but it was a good race all in all, I would say. That it definitely shaped up different than the National did. Mm-hmm. Some guys
that track didn't even look the same.
Yeah, some guys didn't seem to care for it.
And if you guys listen to the reviews, whether the Pulp reviews, the Vital post-race, all that, they kind of talked about all that, right? Mm-hmm. So we know all that. But just watching the racing from home, was it exciting? Were you into it? Were you like, oh, crap, Yamaha or Team USA is first place after the first race, or now we're were you excited by it? Were you like, well, there's a chance that Team USA can pull this off?
The first 2 motos I was, because at one point RJ was in second of the second moto and it was looking really good, and poor RJ, it went RJ. But anyways,
7 crashes?
One thing I noticed with the broadcast that I thought was I get why they were doing it. They kind of started doing it in the third moto when they had all the results, but the way they were presenting the broadcast is they were like anybody had a chance, because they were counting all the points, and they're like, Australia's in 5th right now. I'm like, well, no, they're not, because as soon as they get rid of one of those Webster races, Australia's going to be 15 points ahead of everybody.
Right.
You're talking about in the third race, or?
No, they were doing that in the first and second race. They were like, we're going to go.
Yeah, they're just telling you what it is at that moment.
Yeah, but you can go ahead and, I don't know. I guess maybe
they're
I'm
just...
suspense, they're going to try to hype it up any way they can.
Yeah, they made it sound like it was a bigger deal than it really was.
And I know
it was. What if Jed had crashed?
I mean, I
or
guess
Hunter
you're right.
crashed in
I guess
race
you're
2.
right.
Like it was. You have to go with what it is at the time, not what it's going to be 2 hours from now, 2 races from now.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But
Like it was exciting. There was moments where I was like, "Oh shit, maybe this is going to work." Like, I don't know. Justin was riding great. All of the guys were riding really great. I mean, the Euros are just. I mean, the Lawrence, the 2 sets of brothers are nuts.
yeah.
Like Lucas and Sasha, if they hadn't crashed, like those guys were.
I mean, it's
amazing. So
insane
you
that Australia won every moto.
yeah, but
like-
I mean, look, man, Hunter and Jet are the best.
Yeah.
Well, Jet's the best rider in the world. And Hunter's not far behind at this point. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat those guys. But
It was kind of crazy to see them come in to a race to a track they just raced, have raced several years in the past, and for them to say that they didn't know how to set up the bike for that track because it shaped up so different.
yeah,
You saw Hunter go down twice in one moto. I'm sure he hasn't done that in years. There was several instances where Jet got out of shape. He almost hit that flagger. I think it was the first race, the first moto, like 3 or 4 corners in, he hit some bumps and the bike just looked like it wanted to toss him off and it didn't. But like it's just insane to me that it's the same sport, same bikes and everything, and the track shape up so differently just because of how different the Euro style is from the American style.
And also some of the track conditions. I heard a couple of the riders say because they had the Blue Crew event with the 65s, and they didn't prep the track overnight. They kind of they
didn't really touch it.
So those guys, much like if you go to say Vet Nationals, and there's so many different levels that it changes the way the track forms. But a lot of really cool stuff. And there's a lot of
would you say that this is one of the biggest statements Hunter Lawrence has made going 1-1?
Sure, yeah, why not? I mean, it's definitely up there. I already felt like
he was already
he's
kind of
there,
considered
kind
that.
of like this. I'm sure we've talked about it. I feel like I've said it, that he has taken the next step.
Mm-hmm.
He might not beat Jet regularly, but he is going to be all over Jet's rear end from now on.
I think you can see even at this point, after the Nations too, at this point in time, obviously their careers are at different places, but he's better than Tomac.
Yes,
and I wouldn't have said
on average.
I wouldn't have said that going into this year by any means.
No. And
I'd agree with
he
that.
might I don't know if he's better than Chase, but he's teetering.
He's not better than me.
Right? Sexton. He's teetering on being the second, third place guy. He's the third place guy right now, I guess, but it's borderline.
At one point, Sexton was probably only worried about Jet.
Yeah.
He's thinking about both of them now, for sure.
And maybe not when they're at their best, but Chase seems to have issues that come up while Jet or Hunter doesn't have as many of those type of mistakes or bike problems or whatever. So right now, I feel like Hunter is
it's okay.
If Chase is 2, Hunter's 2.1
or 2B,
like he's right there. So yeah, very, very impressive. And I don't know that part of me was like, Jet let him get that one because he took SMX away, right? But I mean, not really.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it was kind of already gone. I mean,
but it was awesome. But we need to get Stu on. So I want you guys to be thinking about your biggest surprises. I know all the other podcasts have done this already, but I've got a couple. They're probably pretty similar to what other people have said. I do want to talk about that, and I want to talk about some of the fans and the experiences. Like I said, the race has been broken down by most of the other shows. We could touch on it a little bit more if we want, but I kind of want to touch on some of the other stuff that was more, at least for me, more what I got to experience, my experience. But let me work on getting Stu on the phone real quick, and we'll get to him. So
they said in the chat that me and Scotty are starting to look like each other.
How?
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I'm not rocking a pony.
Yeah, they also said if I cut my hair, I'd look like Dale Jr.
Or if you got a grill, you look like Riff Raff.
Yep.
All right, now our first guest of the night's on the phone. Brought to you tonight by Guts Racing. Elevate your ride with Guts Racing seat covers, trusted by top pros and everyday riders alike. Designed for maximum traction and durability, Guts Racing seat covers keep you locked in when the track gets rough and the stakes get high. Built to last, made to win. Visit gutsracing.com and let them know the MotoXpod sent you. Tonight, Guts Racing brings us from the Rocky Mountain Red Bear Kawasaki team, 6-time National Enduro champion, Stu Baylor. What's up, Stu?
Just getting ready to hit the road again and head to another GNCC.
Yeah, there's 2 left, and the penultimate round this weekend. Dude, man, all you guys do is race this time of year. I guess you had a few months off, but now it's wide open.
Yeah, we get a brief break there during the summer. This year, obviously, some of the guys went to ISD, so that filled up some of their schedules. And then for myself, it was trip to Japan and some different things, Loretta Lynn's, etc. So it never really slows down, at least with the positions I'm in life. I don't get many weekends off. But
but you get to do a lot of it with your family, though, right? Your wife and your kids, they travel with you, so at least you're getting most of the time you've got them with you.
Yeah. I actually after we found out we had another one on the way last year, I made my wife quit her job and kind of follow me everywhere. So we ended up, we were building a house, and kind of, I want to say spring of last year, it was when we had discussed it, and she was talking about quitting, and then we found out she had another one in the oven, and she quit last year. So we're about a year of her being she says she's like a single mom because I'm gone all the time, but a year of being a single mom.
Okay, I thought she's with you at most of the races, right?
Yeah, she is. But yeah, I mean, it's even when we're the most time that we get to spend together is actually drive time.
Yeah.
Once we get parked, I'm wide open, so makes it tough. But at least we get that amount of time, because before that it was getting tough. Like I'd come home and the kid, I swear, like at that 2 to 3 year old phase, they grow up so much so fast. So I would come home and it's like a different kid every time I came back. So
sure.
Yeah, that was me being a bit of a softie, but I was missing a lot of it. And yeah, I wanted to make sure that she was on the road with us. So we've pretty much stayed busy traveling together for the last year and a half.
That's great, dude. I dig that. I'm a family guy myself, man. So I think that's very important. Let me ask you this: year 2 as team owner, Rocky Mountain Red Bear Kawasaki. Last year you did it all on your own. This year you brought Ryan Sipes in a little bit, or a lot, as team manager. The team seems to be doing really well. I think Rachel Archer's probably on road to collect another title. You just collected a national enduro title. Tell me how, though, from your perspective, how this year compares to next year. Are you happy with where the team's at?
You know, that's a tough question. I think outside looking in, we look very put together, and we've had some phenomenal results. From the inside out, just my personal goals, and I think that comes with being, as competitive as I am. But there's a lot of things that we can do better. We had some DNFs this year that some of them were above us. Some of them we still don't know exactly what happened. And some of them were just due to lack of whatever. So we've got a little bit of work to do. Obviously, looking at the GNCCs, I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 pro riders that have not had a mechanical failure this year with the extreme weather we had. Mm-hmm. But that tells me that I got to figure out how to be one of those 1 or 2 that's not having any failures. So still a little bit of work to do. It's very new to myself and Kawasaki alike with this program. So something different that they have never done is doing in-house motors, similar to what it was when I was with KTM. So kind of a little bit new program, at least for the off-road side for those guys. Obviously with that, there's going to be growing pains, but yeah, my goals are to even clean up better than we have. And, overall, I think we have a really good program, but it's not great. It's the conversation my wife and I had actually yesterday was, if you were the number 1 guy with a number 1 plate, and right now money was the same, KTM or us, and if you chose results, you would choose KTM. If you chose atmosphere, I feel like you would choose us, but I want to be both. So
yeah.
I want the results and the atmosphere. So we got a little work to do.
Okay. Well, compared to last year, though, because last year you told me you were doing it on your own. You were spread thin and more thinner than you expected to be. So do you feel like you've taken a step at least in most compartments?
Actually, probably not.
Oh.
Yeah. Sad, and a lot of it's self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I'd say the majority of it's self-inflicted, but yeah, we took on a little bit more this year with some other things we're involved in, but also with the racing side. Last year we weren't factory. I was factory supported, but definitely not the factory team. And this year we are. So I think it's just another level of stress that you kind of add to the equation. Like, hey, it's not just me watching. It's not just, Rocky Mountain. It's now factory Kawasaki. And there's like I say, there's definitely been some growing pains. We were trying to get a little bit different motor package, so a lot of testing, a lot of trial and error, and yeah, just a lot more time put into the program this year. So yeah, we're still spread as thin as ever.
Okay, Scotty.
Yeah, Stu, with this season of GNCC, it seems it's been, it's not that it hasn't happened in the past, but it seems to happen more often now where the XC2 guys are catching the XC1 guys more and having over, I think Grant Davis is leading the points and he's riding XC2. Like, how does that change the landscape for like the future of GNCC? Will those guys start moving up soon? Like, just what does that look like for the sport?
I think like Grant Davis he's got to actually move up because he's already defended this is defending championship year for XC2. So we'll see him move up. Some of the other riders that have mixed it up in the overalls, I feel like that's happened in years past. Grant has just been the one that has actually done it consistently and found a way to get there. There was the last two races where they ran XC1 and XC2 together, the 250, 450 classes together on combined row. Probably the worst two races of the year that they could have done it, where the start was, 250s start faster than 450s, like especially dead engine, like it's less rotational mass. So they're going to start fast. Majority of the guys were in front of the majority of the XC1 guys coming around the first turn. And the last two tracks were basically 3 hours of no passing. So it was probably the worst two to try it, but in the grand scope of things, like where I'm looking at it is, especially I guess from a team standpoint, if you combine the two classes, why would we pay two classes? It's long term. It's gonna take away from 250 guys or 450 or 250 and 450 guys alike, and also from the manufacturer standpoint. And this is not anything like, this is just my speculation. Nobody said this, but from my speculation, every manufacturer makes a open bike and a 250. So if we combine the classes, I think that the manufacturers are going to not necessarily suffer, but they're not going to stand for that combination of two classes when they're trying to highlight two different bikes. So just my standpoint. If I was Yamaha, KTM, Kawasaki, whatever, like if we make a 350, 450, or in some cases 300, 450, 250, like you're going to want your open bikes in one class, you're going to want your 250s in another class. And yeah, just my opinions on that.
That makes sense.
Yes, dude, from burning down a motorhome to burning up National Enduro, has this been like the most ups and downs in a single season in your career? And also what happened? Like, I saw that post about it and I was curious, like what happened?
Yeah, it's been a real struggle this year. So last year, the end of last year, I thought there's no way it can get worse. Like there's no way that I can be spread more thin than I am right now. And somehow it almost doubled. Yeah. my time home is in the last 12 to 14 weeks, I've maybe spent 10 days at the most home. And obviously not consecutively, just enough to wash clothes and leave again. But yeah, Yeah, I mean this year has been crazy. Right before the season started, I've had Epstein-Barr. I've fought it throughout my career, and this year, prior to the season, I dropped 30 pounds. I felt better than I've ever felt. Um, I think it was the week of Florida, my Epstein-Barr flared up. So March, my EBV flared up. And from there, it's like you pick your battles. You don't really work out. You ride when you need to. You try to sleep, and sleep's definitely not something that I'm very good at. So, yeah, just trying to rest in general, and that was that was a task in itself with everything we have going on. And come April, I ended up breaking my ankle, and I didn't really discuss it. I didn't really talk about it. I finally put a post up once I started wearing my boot in public, but I tried to hide it as best I could until the surgeon told me, like, hey, you need to put a brace on this thing. So I broke my I had a talus fracture, and then the deltoid ligament, which holds your fib to your talus, basically keeps your ankle from externally rolling. And then there's another one that's a really weird name, but basically it holds your tib and your fib together. Okay. So my ankle was separating. It's the same thing that Rockton actually just got fixed, and it sidelined him for a long time. So I actually messaged Kenny, like, see what he thought. He was at the 8-week mark, and what we had discussed is, oh yeah, you can go back to normal activity at 8 weeks. Well, he's like, no, I'm at 8 weeks. Fuck no, not happening. So, like, obviously I think he was out for nearly 3 months, and he said that he felt he came back early. So when I discussed the surgery that we were thinking maybe could take place this summer, I just ended up saying, you know what, not worth it, is what it is. Like, I'm towards the later years of my career, like, to take 3 or 4 months off right now, it's just not in the question. So did what we could, stem cells, and it's better than it was, but went back to winning. Actually, the week when I started winning, like, I think I won a enduro, and won an enduro, second in an enduro, won XC1, but second overall at snowshoe, like back to back to back. I was using my ankle brace through the week and seemed to help, but yeah, since then it's been relatively okay. But we've had, if I broke down all the crazy shit that happens, like, that's one of the more significant ones. But then Epstein-Barr laid back down. Come Pennsylvania National Enduro, the week prior, I was like bedridden. It hit hard again in the middle of the summer. Lots of travel, obviously not helping. Mm-hmm. And I laid in bed for an entire 3 days straight and won the race off the couch, and felt good. And then from there we flew to Loretta's and Japan and back to back. And I just have kept myself kind of pretty much sick since then, just trying to stay on top of life. And yeah, we're actually gearing up for next season, and we had an RV that was purchased for a race series that I'm owners and investors in, and it was used to tow the big trailer to the races. And it was a semi chassis, and actually for next year we were talking about selling this thing, so I pretty much had it sold, and not sure what happened, but we're headed down the road from the last GNCC where I ended up DNFing, and I saw white smoke, just thinking his tires break something. So I pull over off the road, and I wanted to get a little bit farther off. So I started backing down an exit ramp that we parked basically right beside. And when I looked out of my peripheral vision, I saw flames, and I was like, Jade, get the fucking kids, get out of here now. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, we're on fire. And she said, okay, but seriously. And I'm like, no, get the kids now. And she's like, oh, you're serious. And about that time, flames started coming up in the front of the dash. She took the kid, the newborn and the dog, and I had to go fight with a 4-year-old that wanted his special white shoes that are of maybe $4 in value. And he put down his iPad to do so. About that time, I heard something explode and saw flames shooting beside the door. So I just grabbed him and took off running. And 30 seconds later, one of my good buddies, Ricky Russell, came by, thought he was going to put it out with a small fire extinguisher, but at that point, I mean, diesel was on fire. So best we could tell, it was maybe an electrical fire. It seemed to happen somewhere around the batteries, and that sits right over top of the fuel tank. So that's my best guess. But
scary.
Yeah, at this point, I haven't even got a response on insurance on if they've even checked it out or if we have a fire report, anything. The only thing that I get is continuous phone calls letting me know that certain departments in Virginia are wanting me to send cleanup crews and DHEC and all this crazy shit. So
would you be responsible for that too?
Yeah, and dude, I worked in the tow industry for a little while, and getting the hazmat crews and stuff like that out is not cheap.
No, it's not. So yeah, it was a $25,000 tow bill.
I believe it, dude. Honestly expected more.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Well, first of all, Stu Baylor tonight brought to you by Guts Racing. Visit gutsracing.com and let them know the MotoXpod show sent you. So on that post, you had a joke. It says, I guess it was an inside joke about Jade losing the remote. So can you fill us in on that?
Yeah. So actually, nobody's asked aside from maybe one or two of her friends. But,
okay.
So the weekend of the race, like we normally try to go to bed early and watch TV, and we watch the same stupid show over and over, one of her shows, but could not find the remote. And it was like a 3-day fight over this remote. Like, and I ever since then, I don't know if it's like my new algorithm, but I've seen posts about this. Like, you never realize how little faith somebody has in you until you lose the remote. And it's like, you can ask somebody if it's under them and they say no, and you're still going to tell them to move. Like, but no matter what, just zero trust when it comes to the remote. But so we fought over this damn remote for 3 days, and it's an unsolved mystery at this point, but I'm blaming her. I know she lost it. She always does. So I'm sticking with it.
Okay. Well, I want to stick on the topic of your lovely wife, Jade. There was another race. I don't remember which race off the top of my head. I probably have it. But she was passing off your water bottle and you crashed.
Florida.
Yeah. Florida. And I feel like you blamed her jokingly, but yeah, walk us through that, because that's a little embarrassing, but it's certainly funny from our perspective.
So she passed it off in what I would consider like a fast turn when there was slower sections on the track. So I fussed at her a little bit, but like not aggressively, just like, hey, you should know better. And she's like, well, other people did it there, nobody else crashed. So I'm like, well, yeah, I guess there's that. But yeah, so that race, I ended up actually breaking my damn handlebars because of that fall over. Right
oh, no way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It ripped them upwards and yeah, broke a handlebar because of it. But
jeez.
Yeah, that, and then the goggle straps. We joke on the goggle straps quite a bit. I'm not sure what happened. She's been my goggle girl for like 13 years now, but over the last 2 years, I think maybe it's the kids. I'm not sure, but she's forgotten how to do it. So half the time the goggles are on upside down, backwards, crooked, like never know where they're going to sit. Like she's just in there to get them on, and that's it.
Yeah.
So.
She's got to get back to the kids, Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must be what it is. Must be what it is.
That's funny, man. It's funny to hear your home life and how it ties into your racing, and that's the biggest thing I love about the GNCC sport is that it's just a big family and everybody's having a good time. How at this point in your career, and I'm pretty sure I've kind of asked you a similar question, we've had you on before, just what is the fan experience like at this point, and how much are you still enjoying doing it and being around the fans that supported you for so long?
It's honestly just kind of gotten better over the years, and now it's cool to see my fans becoming fans of my kid who's just on a 50, but out there supporting him and cheering for him, which is super cool. But yeah, I would say overall my fan base, I wouldn't say it's died. I still by far I would say have the largest fan base in off-road right now, but it's not quite as rowdy as it once was. A little bit more of the family and the businessman than the Baylor heavy, but we still have so many loyal supporters, and I know even just going around the track, I mean, you can hear the crowd light up when I'm coming through the woods more than any other rider, which is super cool. And I feel like I've definitely tried my best to create that, and I've seen throughout motocross and supercross, you think of the guys like Chad Reed and Kevin Windham, who you could announce the guy that was leading that day, winning that day, but those guys had the eyes on them and the following and the fans at the end of the day. And I think a lot of it was just showing their real selves. I mean, I can remember going to party in the pasture when I was 16, 17 years old and seeing Chad Reed out there drinking beer amongst the normal people around the fire. And same thing with Wyndham, like just down to earth good dudes. And, nothing against the Villapotos and the Stewarts and the other big name guys of that era, but they were super fast and they had a lot of fans, but they did not have the loyalty of what I would call like almost the working class champions, like
right.
The guys that the Travis Pastrana's of the world. I mean, Travis, if he would have stuck with racing, like he would have been another one of those guys, would not have to win to have the fan base just because he's such a good dude. Like, and I've tried to, I genuinely try to stop what I'm doing when a kid comes up and asks for something signed or whatever. And a lot of guys like to kind of turn the other way, and that's just not who we are, not who I am. And it's I'm having fun doing it. It's enjoyable, and there'll be a day that I miss it. So I'm trying to take advantage of it when I can.
Right.
100%. Just a couple more for you. Again, you just won your 6th National Enduro title, and you have some involvement with that series, I believe. So tell us about that. What's your involvement? And I feel like the sport, we've talked about this over the years, right? The off-road series the off-road family seems to be growing between GNCC, National Enduro, J-Day, et cetera. It works on the West Coast. But yeah, what's your involvement with the National Enduro series?
So I actually 5 years ago now, I heard the series was up for sale. Tried to buy it at the time. Things did not work out. And honestly, it was probably a good thing. I think it was definitely a good thing at the time that it didn't. I didn't know everything entails, and I definitely didn't know as much about business or life at the time. So, but yeah, it came up for sale again, and definitely not publicly. Nobody really knew about it. A little over a year ago, back up.
Okay.
A little over a year ago, in March or April, Kawasaki called and asked if I would want to be their factory team. I said yes. At this time, we had just got an offer on our house that we were selling to build another one and planning to live in an RV. So we said yes to the factory team, and then our house sold right after, like literally right after that. So we're officially homeless. And then 3 weeks later, I get a text message about National Enduro and how it may be up for sale, and that I'm the first name on the list to contact. And I sat down and had a conversation on it. I want to say May of last year. Said I'm interested. Like, it may take me a few weeks to get some stuff out of stock markets and move some money around, but I'm definitely interested. I'm still racing. Like, I can't have too much involvement. So I need to make sure that I've got somebody that can run it before I commit. Mm-hmm. So the previous owner's like, hey, we have a multi-year deal, and you're buying into this thing for multiple years, and if it needs to wait another year, it's fine. So ended up finding that right person, which was my mechanic at the time, and he agreed to it. And within a week or two later, my wife came in and said, well, first she started crying over everything, and then she said, I think I'm pregnant again. So At that point, I'm just sitting there going, did I just bite off more than I can chew? Like, how can I balance all this? So at that point, it was just figure it out. So, but yeah, we have the previous owner is still running everything. I have somebody that is shadowing them so that hopefully when we do take over, there's nothing we miss. I have another partner involved on the ownership side, and then we actually just got another offer accepted from a previous pro racer, a good friend of mine from Ohio that will hopefully be moving down and helping run this show as well. So I'll let that be his story, but he's been a good friend of mine for a long time, retired pro, got kids, and wanted to be involved. So we've got some really good names behind it. And right now, what I've been doing, the only thing that I knew I could contribute without getting, I guess, too many wires crossed. And I really don't want anybody to say, oh, well, he's winning because he's cheating. Like, so I've really tried to stay out of it as much as we could. But we were taking that trailer to all the races because I'm traveling to the races anyway. So I was the delivery driver, and now my delivery vehicle is down. So yeah, just at this point, the plan is that when I retire, I will take over National Enduro fully, day-to-day operations. But for right now, it's building this crew, and honestly, maybe I don't even need to get involved too much. Maybe I'm hoping these guys will have everything sorted out. And one's a longtime pro racer, and I think he actually worked his way up pretty high in a company outside of racing, so he knows how to manage people and help people, customer service side of things. And then the other one was a mechanic of mine. He worked in the rock industry. He owned his own series. You name it, he's done it. He's been involved for a long time. So I trust the crew that we have in place.
Awesome. Yeah, you got a lot on your plate right now, but I believe in you. I think that's kind of how you thrive. I got two more for you. One is a listener question, and then Chase has one to close out. At Walker Taylor just kind of wants to know what does the structure of your team look like for next year? You've kind of already hinted that, you want things to be different and, you get things to improve on, but do you have thoughts on how many riders, what riders you're going to keep, or et cetera?
Right now, so Nick DeFeo was a 2-year deal. Myself, obviously, I'll be sticking around. And then we plan on keeping Josh Toth indefinitely. And from there, it's kind of up in the air. A smaller program is what we've discussed moving forward.
So kick your brother out. Bye. See you, Grant.
Potentially. We're just really looking to downsize, and right now, just my goals, and I've always been one that's been very open, but my goal is to be better than we were this year, and I think that with less riders we can.
Yeah.
And next year is a pretty good contract year for a lot of big names that we could potentially pull to our program.
Okay.
So with us downsizing this year to focus in and make our program better, I think that will help us for next year. Obviously, this year was a brand new bike. So anytime there's a new bike, it's not just the teams that are suffering. It's even the manufacturer side of things. Like they do a lot of testing and R&D, but they don't know what it's going to look like at our level. So although the Kawasaki has been extremely easy, and year one with the 450, we just ran a stock bike last year and had phenomenal results. But with the 250, we've had, I don't want to say anything crazy struggles, but just little things that we had to fine tune. And that's that we're finally at that point where I feel like we've kind of got everything taken care of. So next year, smaller program, focused in on our guys, and hopefully a smooth sailing.
Perfect. Last one for you.
Yeah. Hey, Stu, how long you been bow fishing?
Since I was 15.
I got
you.
You
Get your license at 15 here. So 30 or 16 years, 17 years.
I guess it's not really a question. My boss owns an airboat, so next time you're down in Texas, let Darkside know, and we'll all go out.
I am very interested. I may be in Texas in the near future, so make sure you get my contact. Let me know. I will make sure that I'm over that way. So where in Texas are you guys?
We're in East Texas, kind of between Shreveport and Dallas. We're not too far from Caddo Lake.
Okay. Yeah, we actually, for National Enduro, we checked out a venue that's probably not too far from you guys. I'm sure a familiar place, Freestone.
Dude. We're
2 hours from there.
It's not even that far, I don't think. Well, from me and Tyler, it's like an hour and 20 minutes or so for me.
But yeah, his boss, Tyler, he owns a tattoo shop, and yeah, he goes in both fishes like gar and all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
he goes to Louisiana a bunch. He does it too.
Heck yeah, I'm interested. I'll probably be traveling, just meeting with some individuals about National Enduro in that area at some point in the near future. I think this winter we talked about maybe making a trip down and just chatting with a few people in Texas, trying to find a Texas venue. Actually, I've got to call one guy back about Barnwell Mountain. Not sure if you're familiar with that place.
That's
Barnwell's.
That's 20 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at possibly a National Enduro there. So
That'd be sweet.
We'll be in the area.
Okay.
Sweet. Sure. Yeah. Clayton Miller out there at Freestone's real good people too.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Been dealing with Clayton. Super good dude. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Barnwell's a perfect.
In Texas.
They're a perfect place for that. I think they used to have GNCCs out there back in the day.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they did. Gosh, it was round one. I want to say 15, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard some war stories of like Rodney Smith and those guys back then doing those out there, because like it's rocks and it's crazy out there
for us.
Yeah, it's not like most of East Texas for sure.
Yeah.
I've never got to race there. At that point, that was around they did not have youth racing at. So the last time I think it was 2007 when David Knight was here and it snowed, I believe. So yeah, been a while since they were on that property, but yeah. So hopefully that place or Freestone's going to be a venue for National Enduro in the future.
Hell yeah,
sweet.
I gotta get Yamaha to give me an off-road bike.
Yeah,
there you go.
Or I'll just come borrow one of your collies.
We're out of story.
Come on, we've got one.
Yeah, I know you do, Stu. Thank you for your time tonight, and yeah, let's stay in touch, and we'll get you out there bow fishing with Chase.
Heck yeah, I'm in.
All right, Stu. Thanks, man, and good luck this weekend. 2 rounds of the GNCC left. Good luck to all your team, and we'll talk to you real soon.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, see you, bud.
All right, bye.
That's Stu Baylor tonight, brought to you by Guts Racing. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't. Yeah, they're bringing one.
That'd be that.
Sounds like they're bringing one to Texas.
I'm glad I brought that up. We ended up finding out something pretty cool out of it.
Absolutely. Okay, let's jump into.
I'll bet you $20 you do not go bow fishing with Stu Baylor.
I mean, probably not. But throw it out there.
I bet we can make that happen. Yeah, I'll stay on him about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you'll do it just so I have to pay $20.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because he texted me like a couple months ago and was like, "Hey, are you coming to Ironman's?" I don't know. I don't think so. And he's like, "Come ride one of my bikes."
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I definitely would go. Like if they do a national enduro at one of those 2 places, I would definitely be
definitely.
I'll definitely go ride for sure. Yeah. Okay, we got about 12 minutes before we get Damon on, so let's do X brand tear-offs with EKS brand goggles. Vision is your advantage. Engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability, X brand goggles keep your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts. Trusted by champions, built for every rider. Crystal clear optics, all-day comfort, and 0 distractions. Ride with X brand because every second counts. Gear up at EKSbrand.com. Okay, we got a few.
Do you realize what you said?
Nope.
You said that you're going to do the X brand tear-offs.
I've done that a bunch of times. It's just, it's, what do you call it? Like it's.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, that's what you have if you're an X brand, guys. Tear-offs.
Yeah, X brand emails.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't get a ceased and desist from PulpMX.
Yeah.
This is from Neil from Pro Magic. I'm laughing now. I was like, what the hell is this? So, I'm sure you get junk email sometimes.
All the time.
Okay.
It's all my emails.
So that's all it is, yeah.
Well, this one's from Neil at Pro Magic. Hey, Ken. Just caught your interview on Swap Moto Live podcast. Really well done. Quick question. Are you planning to do more podcast appearances? I asked because what you shared would resonate with tons of other audiences. The challenge is most people don't realize how much time it takes to find the right shows, craft personalized pitches, and to handle all the back and forth. Hey, Neil, my name's not Ken. I wasn't on Swap Moto, and F you. I just thought it was funny.
They for real sent you that?
Yeah.
Is it like a robot?
Probably. Yeah.
That's...
I've gotten a
they're
few that's
getting-
been like, hey, I just listened to your podcast last week and it have like our guest, but then it'll name our show something else. It's got to be AI just kind of pulling.
It's trying.
Dude,
yeah,
that's
it's
crazy.
trying.
They're
They'll
getting-
figure that out. It's going to be dangerous.
They're getting smart, dude. Like, I've seen some
Bro.
videos that I'm like, dude, I might get scammed in 10, 15 years.
So I can't remember what podcast I was listening to, but they were talking. It was Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, and they were talking about AI. And there's a video, and I don't know if it's real or not, but like a guy asks his AI or Siri or something to like count to 1,000,000, and his AI, and it's just like, that would take too long. And he's like, I didn't ask how long it would take. I'm asking you to do it. He said, no, that's going to take too much time.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
It won't do it.
Yeah, I just won't do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of a good thing because
funny.
it takes like clean drinking water to cool that stuff. You can't just do it with
Cool what?
to cool the data
The
centers.
servers,
Yeah, the
Oh,
servers.
okay.
And we're
So
just,
it's like ripping through our drinking water.
Oh,
It's
I
a
had heard
problem.
that.
And
Okay.
like we're burning through a bunch of drinking water just
Yeah.
from people saying thanks to ChatGPT because it has to like register that just because you're trying to be polite.
So
to
we're
a
gonna-
machine. Yeah, we're gonna run out of drinking water probably.
we're going to run out of drinking water because we want to make like a cat talking or making McDonald's food
Yes.
videos.
It's basically just searching Google for you. It's not really AI. It's
Yeah.
just an algorithm.
And also, have you people not seen Terminator?
Yeah, dude.
Is this how it starts? Or iRobot?
It
or like,
literally, the story has been told.
yeah.
Stop. Okay, Chris Wood. I'm not necessarily spamming, but throwing your content on the Pulp Discord pages. Keep it up, Dart. Keep making content. Keep doing interviews. Chris, I appreciate you doing that. I actually reached out to Mark today and asked if I could make a post or whatever you want to call it, whatever it's called in Discord, about our upcoming Discord channel. And he's like, yeah, no, there's no rules. Go ahead. So thanks to those guys. Hunter Sykes. All right, I've got the fix for making motocross and supercross equal and making the playoffs a bit more exciting. At the end of each series, so supercross, motocross individually, take the final standings and award them points for SMX, just like each race finish. So first overall in the series gets 25 points. Second gets 26, so on, so forth for each series.
I like that.
So say a rider finishes third in supercross. Ending in the season ending standings, he gets 20 points towards SMX. Then if he wins the outdoor season, he gets 25 more for a total of 45 going into SMX.
Yeah.
You could still see top 20 in each class from that, and it doesn't affect East West 250s because they would have equal points.
I like that purely because that's the only way to really reward somebody for making both.
Yeah. I definitely, on one of, maybe it was Pulp last night, because you guys haven't finished it. I listened tonight. Steve was talking about, like, and I've heard him talk about this before, where 16 rounds of Supercross, so you only should take 16 results from outdoors, take your best 16, drop the rest, so it's not uneven.
I like that
I like
too.
that.
Yeah, that way it's even. Yeah, for sure.
The only problem with these rules where they don't help they help the rider that wins the nationals or whatever, the SMX thing more, is that eventually it's going to be someone like Jet that wins both. And then then what's even the point of having it? Like I know it was a big topic this year, but last year nobody talked about it because Jet was the points leader going into both of them,
Well, I mean, it's
and Chase was the other one.
You're
so
not getting that much of advantage if you're at the top though. It's only a couple points, and the points multiply going forward.
But
so
what
like,
everybody
it's not
wants is to get more of an advantage.
Yeah.
And then eventually a guy like Chase or Jet or Deegan or someone like that is going to get that advantage.
Even with this suggestion or whatever, you could say, okay, whatever the points total was, the 45 or whatever. So let's say you win both series and you end with 50 points, right? That'd be, that doesn't mean you have to, maybe you don't give them 50 points. I don't know.
Yeah, see?
Maybe it could be like for like first gate.
I'm not smart
Like that
enough.
works.
I don't know.
That works great until someone wins both titles.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to figure all that crap out, but I like that people are trying to come up with some ideas. I'm not against his idea. Sure.
I think the most feasible one is that top 16.
Yeah, for sure.
The best,
The
the
best
best 16
drop,
rounds. Yeah. Okay, Vince Pell from T-Bolt USA. Have we entered a period of Honda Moto domination like we saw in the 80s and 90s? Yes, Vince, we have. Joe proved this weekend he is going to be a force to be reckoned with for the coming years. And Jet and Hunter are, we just talked about it a little bit ago, certainly the best and 2 or 2A in our series. So, yeah. Unless there's injuries or weird things, I think Honda's going to dominate for a while. And Chance Hymas is pretty damn good, too.
Yep.
Yes, but and no at the same time, because what was different then was like Factory Honda had like 6 guys on the team. Like
they had like 3.
No,
they
dude.
had like 6 125s
and all that. But
no, dude. Okay, I remember like I know that he wasn't on the factory team. That like LaRocca was like a satellite ride, but dude, they had Wyndham.
You're talking about guys. He's talking about like. Well, I guess he said 80s and 90s. So I'm thinking more like David Bailey.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And Ricky Johnson and
I guess
Jeremy McGrath and.
Still, like
that's kind of where I'm at.
There was times where they had multiple guys on the team.
Like in those 80s, he's talking about like RJ and Bailey and Key or
Osho.
Well, yeah, Osho. I was thinking. I was thinking like Lamson.
It's still like 4 guys.
Okay, well,
they have 2 right now. And they're just these 2 brothers.
And Joe and Chance Hymas.
Yeah, I'm talking about just in the 450 class.
Oh, all those guys weren't on the 252 strokes. It was like 2 guys and the unknown 2
maybe so.
So, but back then, Honda was like far and above the best bike.
Right.
I don't know that they're far and above the best bike
they're the best
at
team,
the factory
though.
level now, but they seem to be the best team right now. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I would say yes, Vince. I do think we are at a point where that's going to be the case. I think we're going to see those guys winning for a long, long time.
Someone said the show is always so random on start time.
No, it is not.
We start at 6:30 on the dot.
6:30 Central every time, man.
Me and Darkside literally watch the clock, and when it hits 6:30, we start the stream. It is not random at all.
Yeah, I don't know what. Are they in the chat?
Yeah.
So ask them to give a better explanation. Like, where are they? Like, what?
It's probably just when they see it. Yeah. When they hop
That's what
on.
you see it on your notifications, maybe. But
well, you start.
It doesn't always
should be.
Yeah, but it
6:15.
It does, but it doesn't always send it
6-ish.
It doesn't always send it on time. Sometimes you'll get after something's live, you'll get a notification.
When I create the broadcast is different. Like when I create it and it technically appears on YouTube, but we haven't started streaming yet. That might be a little random depending on what time I get here. But when it starts streaming is 6:30 every time.
Yeah.
6:30 Central. I'm sorry. Yeah, Central. 6:30 Central. 7:30 Eastern.
Yes. Every week, Wednesday night, 6:30 Central is when the
4:30
show
Pacific.
Yeah.
is scheduled to start, unless we're not doing a show.
And I don't know whatever the hell time in Australia.
Yeah, you're on your own there.
Yeah. Well, they're upside down on the bottom of the planet, so we don't know. Okay, well, we got our next guest of the night on, so we can get back to the chat room discussion. Our next guest is going to be brought to you tonight by Racetech. And if you want to become a suspension technician, like Brandon Scher, the 2025 250 SMX Championship winning suspension tuner for Joe Shimoda and many other top techs in the industry, they all got their start at Racetech. You can do the same by attending their Technical Edge suspension seminars. Visit racetech.com. Find out about the seminars. Also, find out where your local service center is and get your suspension tuned, serviced by some of the best. Tonight, Racetech brings us Yamaha brand ambassador, the beast from the East, my buddy, Damon Bradshaw. What's up, Damon?
Hey, man. How are you?
We're good, man. We're good. We're talking a little Motocross of Nations. We just got off the phone with Stu Baylor talking some off-road. And now we got you, man. Multiple, two-time Motocross of Nations champion?
Well, yeah, I didn't contribute a whole lot, but I was a part of the team. I crashed, and riding the 125 wasn't my favorite thing, but I went, and and then got invited the third time, and didn't want to go for reasons, and I think that was the same year Jeff Stanton had some other reasons why it didn't work for him, but
a bunch of guys. A bunch of guys passed, and that was 92. Yeah, a bunch of guys passed.
And some other guys got to go that may never have gotten the opportunity to go, and they still got it done. So I think from getting beat up in the media like I know I did, which at the time I didn't really care, but it all went away when those guys went and won. So I thank them for that.
Yeah, even the bench warmers and the backups and the water boys get championship rings, man, if your team wins. So you showed up, you're part of the team, man.
Yeah, I the first, I think it was first year, I was in the hospital, and I think it was, I don't remember, Sweden or Belgium. Yeah, Sweden. And yeah, that's all I could think about. I mean, when the crash in the middle of it happening, I actually got jumped on top of, and that's all I could think about, is, shit, here I am going to ruin this ordeal. But I'm pretty sure it was second. It had to have been second moto, because, I got points the first moto, or got some, and then they threw, because I'm sure they threw that one out, of mine. But yeah, no, I was very honored to have been a part of it. And then for those guys to step up to the plate, for sure. I mean, it was, I think that was back when we had to take 125s and start behind 250s and 500s. That was really fun.
Yeah, very equal playing field.
Oh yeah.
Well, so though you have an understanding though of the peaks and the valleys, the highs and the lows, the pressures of Motocross of Nations, and you were at Ironman this weekend, and saw the same thing. New generation, but Team USA, Australia winning. Team USA getting second at the last lap or lap and a half or so. I mean, what an event. I mean, what did you think of it overall?
It was really cool. I mean, obviously being on US Souls like no other, and, then being a part of the Yamaha Blue Crew thing with those kids, and then being able to, to watch those guys, perform. It's the pressure you can't put into words. I mean, I'm not sure how those guys feel nowadays, but I know when I was there, it was pressure multiplied times, whatever, compared to Anaheim 1. And that was what was so hard, and put, so much on, not, I mean, yeah, the team, but singly too, man, of performing and making everything perfect and not being the guy. And at the time, I think the US had won, I don't know, some crazy amount of times. Right. And so you just did not want to be on that losing team. Things are completely different now. I mean, all the riders from other countries are, great riders. So I think it is definitely, for sure, a lot harder to get that done these days.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you think when you see guys like the Lawrence brothers and the Coonan brothers, who are kind of at the early stages of their career? When you see what these guys are doing, do you feel like they are, unique, something way even maybe more special than we've ever seen, or is it just the new generation? Like, it's kind of the same thing, new day.
I always use the term as I think it's relative as far as, bikes and tracks, and everybody says this was harder and back in the day was this. I think it's a bunch of whatever, but I just think it's all relative. I mean, with science of training and bikes and on down the line. But yeah, I mean, the brothers is a pretty unique deal. And to be completely honest with you, I had never heard of the other two brothers until I got to Motocross of Nations. Yeah, I don't pay attention to, this stuff overseas. It's hard enough to keep up with these new riders that are in the States now, these names coming up that are out of the amateur ranks that are so good. Being at Loretta's and being a part of the younger generation at the Yamaha Blue Crew stuff, I've been able to keep up with those guys, but they're still way early stages of, being professional. So to being able to watch them for the last 3 or 4 years at these events and mature, and I mean, a rider, especially a rider that's, let's just say they're 11 or 12 years old. Well, over a 3-year period, man, they really change. And so it's been cool to see them some of them from, 65s to the 85s to now the 125s, and to just be a part of that and watch them progress and maybe, learn something from, Dubach or Villapoto or myself, or take some advice from us, whether it was at this race or the qualifying races leading up to Motocross Nation. So it's a really, really cool experience. But then, again, back to the thing, being on US soil and the fans and these guys riding, and we got out of there to, pretty close towards the end, just because we had a flight and we had to get back to Indy. But, I was obviously watching it and paying attention to it. But yeah, it was really cool to see them dig back. I mean, obviously it was, it was a feat. I mean, the Lawrence brothers definitely have things going in their direction and very talented, and I knew they were going to be, really, really hard to beat.
Yeah. So, okay. They were obviously the favorites. Once Chase was hurt and Hayden was hurt, RJ has to kind of step up at the, well, not the last minute, but had a week and a half kind of, or so 2 weeks to where he kind of knew for sure, hey, I'm going. J. Coop had less than a week. Talk about having to get your mind wrapped around those pressures that we've already talked about, and come in last minute. And J. Coop could have been like, yeah, man, no, you could have told me this 2 weeks ago. You chose to hold me back until Hayden made a decision. He could have just said no, but he stepped up. What do you think about those guys? And I doubt you heard this, but RJ was on pulp last night, and he came in with broken ribs. He had broke his ribs the week before and was in a lot of pain, but he's like, I gotta do it.
Yeah, well, he didn't ride like that. I mean, he rode like he was fine. I mean, I know he had some, he went down several times, and I think he was trying really hard. And I know the amount of pressure, and it was definitely a hard defeat for him. I mean, I didn't know that he was injured, but he didn't ride like that. I mean, the guy was on the gas. I mean, he had some mistakes, but that shit happens, and it happened to a lot of guys. I mean, it happened to the best. And J. Coop stepping up. I mean, I think from him going from, a big bike to the lights bike and all of that change, that I would say he would have been, the underdog guy to ride off. I mean, it's been a minute since he rode one. Obviously he rode it well, and he stepped up to the plate, but I mean, kudos for him and those guys stepping up the last minute, because I think if I would have been in that position, and it would have been such last minute, but I honestly thought that was going to happen anyways.
Me too.
And he probably maybe thought that too. So he already had his mind wrapped around it. But I mean, I think he was planning on it. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know how all that stuff went down, but you had to know, man. You do a shoulder. Yeah, I know they say things are going whatever, but could he have been? And if he would have taken a fall down, which was very possible.
Sure.
On practice day, to me, that was a dumb move altogether. I mean, I think he should have opted out right then, gave him more time on the bike, blah, 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 blah. That's what I think. But hey,
it worked out the way it was. And those guys, I'm very proud of Team USA for pushing as hard as they do, coming through the way they did with the adversity they faced. So I mean, very proud of that second place finish.
Yes.
Damon, you've been in a similar position of being as polarizing as that. Do you think that the reason why they did do that decision that way was to earn some of the respect of the fans back after seemingly throwing it away in Vegas like that?
It could have been. I mean, I call stuff like that publicity stunts,
right?
Regardless of what sport it's in, and whether that was the case or not, I don't know. I just think that I would have opted out right then, that night. I mean, when they took x-rays and he was done and whatever, he should have bailed right then. I think, everybody looking, okay, you got 2 weeks. I know if you played it, you can do this, and maybe I'm wrong, but obviously that was my whole thought, from the beginning. But I mean, all of that stuff, obviously that can be another day, but that was, we've all done some dumb stuff when we're young, and I've done my share, and you look back on them, and as you get older, but then again, I guess to touch on some of that stuff, I don't know all about it. We know what we see. All right. It's kind of like the shenanigans I had back in the day. People would see the end result, which would be me going out of my way to frickin', crash somebody, but they didn't know what led you up to that.
Right. Things
that weren't on TV, or things that people didn't see that you knew as a rider. And with aggression, it comes out. And when it comes out, love, hate type deal. So I always think there's always more to the stories. But again, that leads me into Joe. I mean, man, what a freaking event for him. I mean, and I don't know Joe, but I'm a fan, man. That was really freaking awesome to see him ride like that.
Yeah, I told him in my post race that I felt like that might be the best ride I've ever seen him give outdoors. It was impressive.
Yeah. I mean, like a veteran.
Yes.
I mean, he really literally rode like a veteran. I mean, he raced against the best in the world.
Yeah.
And to perform like that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously got a little tired in his second moto, the final moto of the day, and he admitted that.
Yeah,
he needs
completely expected.
Yeah, but very, very impressed by him. I was impressed by Liam Everett stepping up in the open class. So a couple guys were very impressive. It was fun, but let's switch subjects a little bit. You talked about the Blue Crew YZ World Super Finale. It's an event that Yamaha has throughout the year. They have invitationals. If you have a Yamaha motorcycle, you can enter through YamahaMotorsports.com and go to these races and qualify to get into this race. Like, it's been held at other motocross nations overseas. This is the first time in U.S. soil, but such a cool opportunities for these kids that are racing 65s, 85s, and 125s to get into a major race on the world's biggest stage, race the same track. And I just love what Yamaha's doing. So I know you're a little bit involved with that as an ambassador. You get to come out and talk to the kids. So yeah, just talk about your experience with it.
I'm not sure that all of them really, I don't know what the word is, understand the opportunity. Not that they didn't act like that. I just don't think that they really realize that opportunity. And, again, we always refer back to when we were there. I mean, those opportunities were not available to get that type of experience, race in front of, that type of crowd with that kind of pressure. And those kids, again, are very impressive. And for me to be able to watch them and try to help them. And, this one was a big one for everybody at Yamaha. I mean, I don't know how Jennifer Davey holds it together, to be honest, with all the logistics and the people and, the parents. And we know mini bike parents. and so, to deal with all of that underneath that tent and make everything go and work pretty smooth under, an FIM, thing with stuff changing and everybody not knowing how that program. I mean, it was a lot. I mean, I know how I felt after getting there Tuesday afternoon and, finally getting back to my house literally on Tuesday time I get home and drive home. But everything leading up to that, just I hope that, the kids that were there really appreciate that. And then having that opportunity with Yamaha is, it's like no other. So to see that program build, like when they go to Europe, it's completely different. We take a few riders and they go over and do the event. Well, this one here, I mean, I don't know if you looked under that easy up, but there was a lot of motorcycles under there.
Yeah.
But, and the other teams that came and, that came and helped, the other amateur teams that came and helped those guys get their bikes going. And, it's just a whole impressive, deal.
How would you have liked to have that opportunity when you were a kid racing, 60s and 80s?
Oh, that would have been pretty awesome. I mean, I think the closest thing to it was we had some Race of Champions stuff, back then. And that was about the only thing that I would say was close to that, but definitely, not on that stage and being able to race, the day before and we got to race, nationals leading up to, ride mini bikes and 80s or whatever leading up to nationals, but it's still just not the same when you think about that many people that were in that place and those kids got to go out there. And man, some of them, I mean, to be honest, a couple of those races were better than the races we saw on Sunday, to watch those kids. And I had a feeling that it was going to be, just because I don't know, they have a lot of grit and want to win. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't like to, I thought of this weekend, it's like sometimes at these nationals, it's just like some of these guys get into a groove and it's a job. I know they want to win, but it's like they fall into this first, second, third, fourth, fifth place. And there's no real freaking, racing and passing. And again, everything's relative. Bikes are different, tracks are different, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like they settle in, and go through the motions, man. I mean, like seeing those kids chase one another and battle back and forwards, that's very entertaining.
Heck yeah, it is.
Yeah, Damon, with your involvement being so high in the sport and this program and everything, it just made me think of like when you retired the first time, like before you came back, did you ever even dream or have any inkling of an idea that you would still be involved in the sport this much, and not only that, but still for Yamaha?
No, definitely not back then. I mean, I didn't know what my position would be later on in life with the industry, because when I retired, I wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. I didn't want to see a motorcycle. I didn't have a motorcycle for many years, but it wasn't because I hated the industry or had a chip on my shoulder because of the industry. I was just burnt. I needed a break. And, when I was able, and obviously when I left Yamaha, I wasn't on great terms in 96, but then when I came back and put together the arena cross team, it was arms open, doors open, and they helped me. And so that relationship was there again. And then when I came back and started doing some riding and stuff, when I rode, gas there for a few years, that was it was a timing thing with, myself and Yamaha with biking. And I knew I was late to the plate, but I wanted to ride. It wasn't so much racing. I wanted to do what I'm doing now. I just didn't know what company that would be with. And obviously my first choice was Yamaha, but I got to the table, late, and budgeting was done. And luckily, a few years later, we were able to put that together. But, I really don't look at ever being a part of any other companies other than Yamaha. I mean, I know I rode Hondas there in 97 and then did the stuff there with Gas, which was really cool before the buyout. But to me, to be honest, I look at, signing my first contract with Yamaha at age 8, and I'm still there. Mm-hmm. There's other couple of years that fell in there that doesn't, to me, I was still a Yamaha guy. And I think when people hear my name or they see me, they think of Yamaha. Yeah. And it's vice versa. And I hear that a lot, and it makes me feel good, and, still to be a part of it and have the opportunity to work with them and, then these kids and still enjoy riding. I mean, I still love to ride, whether it's off-road or adventure. And I do some moto, events a year. I'm obviously headed your guys' direction here in a few days to do a fly racing ride day at a cycle ranch. Mm-hmm. So, I still like it. It's like I honestly can't get enough now. I don't know about working on bikes. I have too many to work on. I need a mechanic, but I'm so yeah.
Yeah,
don't we all?
The old infamous ride day at Cycle Ranch.
Yeah, so that's where I'm getting ready to get into. So for those that don't remember or don't even know what we're talking about, which seems impossible, 2020, I think it was, the Cycle Ranch Fly Ride Day. It was where Damon,
it's already been that long.
Damon forced me to get on his motorcycle and threw me off the back of a jump. That's where I crashed. Actually, I think. Hang on 1 second. Let me.
Oh, we hear it on Pulp. Don't worry.
Here we go.
Oh shit! That's Damon Bradshaw's bike. I just fucked up. Can't fucking believe I did that.
One of my
you're talking pretty good with some injuries there.
Yeah, collapsed lung, broken ribs. That was the first thing that came to mind, because as you probably remember, I had only known you for like 2 days at that point, and I was still a little scared of you, because all I knew was what I'd read in Cycle News or whatever back in the day, and like, oh, he's gonna kill me. But
shit happens.
But yeah, so
I can't believe it's already been that long. I mean, we've been going there for a minute. I think we skipped a couple of years in there, but Ian has put it back together with our rep there and our fly racing rep, and so I'm looking forward to going. Actually, I've been flying to a lot of events lately and not driving near as much as I used to, and I'm actually looking forward to getting in the van and doing the drive.
Oh, that'd be a good little drive. I think that's the 17th to the 19th of this month. Weston Pike will be there. I don't know if Shorty will be there or not. I would assume he's right down the road.
Yeah, he came last year. Yeah. He usually shows up. Our communications aren't great there, but I'm sure he knows of it. I don't know if he's out of the country doing some other four-wheel racing stuff.
Yeah, he was last week.
I think he's back.
Okay.
Right on.
Well, yeah. So talk. Kind of tell people what that's about, though. When I went, at least I remember people could come out. They had like gear people could try, and I think even loaner gear, and they were doing. I want to say they were doing little riding lessons for some people, and it was a really cool event in general.
Yeah, no, the response of it has been really good, and I mean it's more or less an open riding session, and for people to come and hang out. And I know there'll be vendors there, and Wes and I'll be there, and I think Wes and I are doing some stuff on Monday with riders, like a little coaching clinic type thing. So sweet. I do some of that stuff, with Yamaha leading up to the Blue Crew events, which, and the more of them you do, I feel like the better you get at it. I've never really been, I never really liked doing any of the coaching stuff. I would rather be asked questions and help the kids. Not that I don't want to help somebody. It's just like, I felt like I was really not good at it at all. But if I can get into conversation and I can watch, for me, it's like I want to spend more time with somebody in order to help them, because it's not just skills of riding or there's so much mental that go into it. And, when you're working with younger riders and the parents and all of that stuff, there's a lot more to it. So in order to have a couple hours, an hour or two like at the Blue Crew events, we do a few hours in the morning, a few hours in the afternoon, and you have a lot of riders. Like I think we cap it at 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to dig into each one of them. So you're just kind of skimming across the top, and you hope that they can pick out a couple of things that help them or a couple of things that they can try. So anyways, that's something else new that we're going to do. I think we're doing that on Monday. I think Weston's definitely posted some stuff about it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a cycle ranch down Floresville, Texas, down south of San Antonio a little bit. If you're in that area or can get to that area, you can check out Cycle Ranch's social media. I'm sure it's on flyracing.com somewhere. Check it out. It's a really fun event. I wish I could go. I've already kind of scheduled a concert my daughter wants to go to that Saturday night, so I don't think I'm going to make it all the way. That's like a 6-hour drive after going to a concert. I just don't see myself making it, but
yeah,
it's a really cool event, and honestly, it'd probably be better if I stayed away. So yeah,
it's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm actually in a lot better spot riding wise now, but
for sure.
Do we really want
Yes.
Do we really want to test that theory?
Yeah, no, I want to know if you practiced on a quad anymore, because the last quad race we had, you did not pull your end of the deal.
That's bullshit. RV said the same thing this weekend. And okay,
hey, you know what though? He had no room to talk. I think your guys' lap time was pretty close. But I mean, you guys are like 5 minutes or 10 minutes slower than I was in a lap, and I'm like, and then you got the professional getting on, and there at the end, Johnny
Campbell.
Yeah,
he
Gallagher.
Yeah,
Johnny Gallagher.
Johnny Gallagher and Johnny Campbell. Johnny Gallagher, you're right. I was not even close to RV's time. I was definitely the weak link. That was my next thing I was going to bring up, because that was at Ironman last year, and Ironman is in just a couple weeks, so we're about a year out from that. Looking back, did you have fun with that? Because when I got home,
I did.
Okay, I hated it
100%.
Hated it day of. I was like, this is stupid. My back hurts. Once we were done, I was like, that was cool. I need to do it again. I want to be better.
Yeah, I even mentioned it this year, which I don't think it'll work. We have enough stuff, going on. And I think we got really lucky with the weather the year we were there. So it's like, okay, do we end that on a good note? But I did. And I have ridden some GNCCs before, and it was just a bad deal for me, like all the way together. I mean, from hitting trees and, and crashing and not finishing. And so that was really good and honestly, I didn't know if I could go for 2 hours. I really didn't. I mean, racing the quad on Saturday and then that thing on Sunday, but I surprised myself, even though I thought it'd be, I think actually RV and myself both thought it would be a good idea to just start dead last and see how many people we could pass, So I was pissed because I wanted to run with those, some of the guys up front, not the guys that do it for every weekend, but the other guys that were there. But yeah, all in all, it was fun. Another cool opportunity with Yamaha, and hopefully we'll get to do it again. We definitely talked about it this past weekend, and Gallagher's like, yeah, if you want to do it, man, we're going to be here. And,
that's cool.
So I don't know.
I'm out. I won't be there this year, unfortunately, but so you won't have me to slow you down.
Well, hopefully they get some rain leading up to it, because if not, it's going to be a little tough.
Yeah, especially if weather was like it was this weekend.
Yeah.
Damon, you mentioned working with Weston. I was curious how y'all get along doing the fly ride days and stuff like that, because y'all kind of it seems like y'all kind of had a similar reputation on the track.
Yeah, no, it's pretty comical. We have a lot of fun. I mean, we pick on one another and talk shit constantly, and so yeah, it's a good deal. We have a lot of fun. We haven't done as many of those this year. We've kind of changed up and done some other things, but I think next year we'll do some more off-road stuff, because I like the off-roads. I mean, I like both sides of it, but I like the weekend warrior side. I mean, it's like going to Loretta's and doing the spring ride or the fall ride, and there's 1,200 riders there, and you just get to go ride your motorcycle when you want to. At 8:00 in the morning till whatever, 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you just go ride at will on the off-road course, and guys stop in the woods and talk and tell stories and then keep riding. So I like going and doing that stuff. And then they have concerts at night, and you have some beers with everybody and tell stories and go ride again the next day. So
is there any plans to do any more like the fly ride days at different venues besides like Cycle Ranch?
Yeah, I mean, we usually do, one in Florida. We've done, a couple in the Northwest, and it's we have to have our reps help, like WPS reps help to get that done. And it seems like every time I'm at an event and I'm with those guys and we talk, it kind of gets them kind of in the motion, because I get it, man. They do their job, their ritual that they do every day, and to add something else to their plate is a lot. But it's like we had one when Austin Woodrum was still with us. He put together one at Ironman, and so we rented it and did that for a day, and that one was awesome, because they prepped the track like I'll call it a much better prep than what they do for those races, because they didn't have to plow it so deep. They plowed it 6-8 inches and watered it, and it was absolutely perfect. Those guys did good. So to get to go and ride there, which I'd never ridden there, was really cool. So to get to do some of those events, we like to do more, but it's a lot of work, and we need a lot of help from people, and the cost of it is a lot. So
yeah.
We have to figure out other ways, and vendors like at Ironman, that one, our vendors, stepped up and help, pay some of the tab for that deal. So that's kind of the things, but yeah, I would like to do more of them. And I think there's ways of doing it. Even if it's fly racing, or even, I've even thought about combinations of fly racing and Yamaha, and just having open riding, because they don't have a racing in their brain. A race, everybody's on a mission, can't miss practice, can't miss my moto. And they're just not the same people they are on a ride day, when you can go out and kind of ride at will. So I like that atmosphere, honestly, a little better than I do the races, but it's all part of my gig. So
yeah. Are you going to be at the Monster Mountain Blue Crew invitation?
Yes.
Okay, I'll be there too.
Yeah.
So I'm coming out.
Yep. Right
Kiefer
on.
was supposed to be coming out. He's bailing on me. Steve bailed on me, but I'll be there.
Yeah, that sounds about normal.
Yeah, a bunch of losers, but I'll be there.
Yeah.
So if you guys are going to be at Monster Mountain November 7th through the 9th,
for sure.
Yeah, Damon's going to be there. I'll be there. That's not near as exciting as Damon, but I want to tell you before I let you go, I think I've told you this before. I've definitely said it on my show. Two of my most favorite moments of my entire life riding motorcycles. For sure, my number one was at the 450 FX intro at Randy Hawkins' place, riding with you and RV. And the single moment was when RV crashed over those two trees, and then you crashed into him and I crashed into you. Like, I could never have dreamed 10 years ago of I'm going to get to ride with RV and Damon, and we're like all going to crash into each other. That's literally, it sounds stupid, but that is my highlight of my riding career. And then racing quads with you two. Like, the fact that I got to do those two things, it's still like, I'm still a fan, man. So it's still like, I want to thank you. I'm not going to thank RV because he sucks, but
I appreciate that. It's, I have fun doing those events, and that deal at Randy's, I know those guys have been there several times before that, but that was the first time I'd ever been there. That's back where I grew up, and around a lot of people that I grew up around. So I hope we get to go back and do that again, in the near future.
100%. Well, Damon, thank you for your time tonight. I don't believe I'll see you at Cycle Ranch, but I will see you at Monster Mountain. So thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, man. Talk to you soon.
Okay. See you, bud. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's Damon Bradshaw tonight, brought to you by Race Tech. All right, we got some segments to get to. Start closing this thing out a little bit.
Were we ever going to go back to the nations stuff? Like,
I hope so. We still got a
30-minute
Jason Anderson interview, so I haven't told everybody. That's pre-recorded. We had to do that earlier.
Yeah,
we're going to play that in about 30 minutes. We still got 4 or 5 segments. Do you have more with MXD you want to get to?
You said you wanted to ask us what surprised us.
Oh, yeah, I do. And I think we will get to it. Well, actually, let's make that the FXR segment.
Okay.
Since we don't have picks this week.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So let's do Grill Your Ass Off, Bring the Heat. Do you guys have any set up? I have one. It won't take too long. You guys have any?
I haven't.
Think about it while.
I've been pissed off this week, actually.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me. Go ahead, because I'm trying to find I'm changing segments and stuff.
Do you guys love to grill and cook?
Yeah.
Grill Your Ass Off is a veteran-owned seasoning company that manufactures some of the best flavors this country has ever known. Every Grill Your Ass Off item is made in Texas with pride. Each product sold proudly supports a true nonprofit organization or event. Whether you're grilling up some chicken breast, baking pork chops, or boiling shrimp, Grill Your Ass Off has seasoning for the occasion. So visit grillyourassoff.com and use promo code DARKSIDEMX3, all caps, to save 20%. You can get habanero barbecue sauce, the Platoon Sergeant, which is salt, pepper, and garlic. I said it before. I use it on my eggs almost every morning. Ma Deuce, gunpowder, et cetera, et cetera. Some of the best stuff I've ever tried. What you got? Were you about to say something? Did you figure out what you were going to say?
Yeah. Well, I was just, I got my grill your ass off. It's.
Do you want to go? Or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
It was kind of more in the moment now that I've learned new things, developing things about it that it makes a little more sense. But at the moment that it was happening, I'm not mad, or I wasn't like bringing the heat, but I was a little upset with RJ. It was just like,
why?
Because, I mean, we were in second. He was in second, and he was doing so good, and he was about to have his breakthrough ride, and he was riding so good, and it just all went to shit. And I just was like, RJ, what are we doing? I was like screaming at my TV, like. Oh. But now knowing that,
American hero.
Now knowing that he was riding with broke ribs, it's kind of defeats what that. It's not really a bring the heat. I mean, it's kind of kudos to him. I wish they would have told us that. I mean, obviously you're not going to, but at the time, in the moment of watching the race, it was a little bit of WTF, RJ. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, because we hadn't seen that really all year on the 450.
Right. Yeah.
But breaking ribs, that track.
That makes
riding
more
was
sense.
Very slick.
Yeah, and like him.
He was riding so good, though. I just felt bad for him.
Yeah, he's having to favor one side.
No wonder
so
he doesn't want to do our show.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I know. That's my new bring the heat. How are you going to say that when literally you go to the most negative thing? Like, I can't believe you're still racing after this season you've had. You've been such dog shit. Why are you even racing anymore? That's how you start off every interview with most of these guests.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
You've kind of blown some people out. Not really, because you just.
I do it for somebody.
Like, you sucked this year. How are you going to fix it?
It's been a rough year, man. Yeah, hey.
Don't say that you haven't done that.
I'm not just trying to, gargle them.
Oh, all right.
I'm not going to blow a fly.
Okay. My grill your ass off bring the heat is at Motocross of Nations and at all rounds. We've heard this from media people. We need a scrum that works. We need writers there to do media. I was so stressed out after the final moto at Motocross Nations. I'm trying to find people to do interviews, and we're hearing pretty much all the MX2 guys who finished after race 2 were just gone, or at least had disappeared into motorhomes, not around, can't find any interviews. All the podium guys are in the press conference. That's feels like it was 2 hours. And once they're done with that, we know there's no way they're going to want to do more interviews. I don't feel like. So there's no writers around. There's no organization. We're just walking around from truck to truck to truck, literally back and forth, trying to find people to get content from. An event that size should have something set up where almost all the teams, at least the top 10 teams, should have people there. And honestly, at an event like that at Motocross Nations, they should all have PR people or something that has little signs that says, hey, I'm Tim Geiser from Slovenia, and hey, I'm Romain Favre from France. And so you could go, oh, this guy I've never seen but on TV before. Okay, cool. Like
the little hello, my name is.
Yes, that's fine. Give me a hello, my name is sticker. But I struggled. Thank God again for Lewis. He was struggling a little bit too, but it made me feel better. And he actually introduced me to some people I didn't know, like Rasmus, and which helped me get in touch with Liam and Everts and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I was a little stressed. I thought, I'm going to leave this 3-day event that we spent money on with zero content, zero return on investment. I was stressed.
Well, I also heard Lewis mention it. Like, one of the PR people was like, RJ, you don't want to do an interview with him.
Oh,
right?
well, yeah.
Which is like,
that's not cool.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of crazy.
RJ's like, no.
He said he ended up doing 7 minutes.
There should be a more structured PR setup.
That's kind of crazy.
For sure. So I was a little frustrated with that, and I was frustrated, as I usually am with any outdoor national or motocross nations I've been to. The Wi-Fi in the media center sucks. I guess it's okay considering that motocross nations, there's probably over 100 media people, it seems like. There's a lot of people using it, but that. Bring 2. I don't know how it works.
They have to spend some serious money to get.
You can't bring some
Wi-Fi.
Starlinks, or you can't bring your own little hotspot.
I feel like it's not going to work, dude.
Well, no, you could get a little hotspot.
Yeah, I have a hot spot on my phone. Is that what you're talking about?
No, you can get.
Oh.
You can get one that hooks up to satellite.
Yeah, you can get a mobile.
Well, I guess I could do that for the one event a year that I go do, but it should be their responsibility to make sure the media has what they need.
Even with
do you
that,
not think? I mean,
even with that there, with all the other cell phones and everything around, like it's
hey man, can I get the Wi-Fi password?
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass. So those are my bring the heats. I just think it could be better.
It does seem like it's like if you give, like, don't be surprised when a dog eats like out of your garbage when you only give them scraps, right? Like if they're not going to have it set up.
Do you have any idea where he's going?
I know where he's going, but I don't feel like that's a saying.
I'm just made it. It's just
I know. I'm just talking.
It's like if they don't have it, like they don't want y'all going around and asking all the riders all the interviews and random stuff. And if they don't set it up to be a structured thing, what else are y'all going to do? Y'all going to go find the scraps that you can.
Okay, so motocross nations, they don't care if we do. Like it's not. You just said if they don't want you to, which Supercross was that way for.
I know,
a while.
but they still didn't give y'all guys a setup to like they didn't care about it.
They just expect you to go figure it out, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think really what they expect is you to go to the press conference and ask one or two questions. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, nobody
to the podium guys.
Nobody can get enough content to do anything.
Yeah,
that's doing that.
Not enough. So anyway, that's my bring the heat. T-Bone USA.
Chase, you don't have one?
People getting hammered drunk and putting out like 9 and 10s on the golf course. I was pretty fired up the other day. It doesn't really.
You got good or bad?
No, it's bad.
Okay,
it's like quad.
So they're
bogey.
drinking and then playing terribly.
They're playing terribly and then still finishing the hole.
Chase, I've seen you hit a 9 or 10 sober.
I know, but when I'm playing bad, I pick my shit up.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm getting mad.
Screw your ass off. Bring the heat. That will be another topic or chapter or whatever in our Discord coming up.
Mm-hmm.
T-Bolt USA Top 5. If you are a pit bike enthusiast and love shredding around on CRF 110, KLX 110, or whatever you have, you need TBoltUSA.com bookmarked on your web browser. T-Bolt USA is a pit bike supply site that has everything you need for your pit bike. You can find handlebar kits featuring BBR and Pro Taper bars, D&M shocks, and even full bikes from YCF, Pitster Pro, and Piranha. T-Bolt USA has it all, even the stuff you need, or at least parts that will work to get your Chinese knockoffs running again. Visit tboltusa.com. T-Bolt USA Top 5 this week was a listener suggestion. I did not write down who sent it, but thank you to whoever it was. Top 5 fast food items. So individual items that you go to a individual fast food place to get that specific item. Chase?
Yep, I'll go. Number 5, Pizza Hut stuffed crust. They started stuffed crust. Stuffed crust I love it.
I've had it one time.
Really?
And maybe it wasn't hot enough because it wasn't, it was thick and it wasn't that great.
Yeah, when it's cold, it's not as good.
Okay.
I'll still eat it, but.
All right.
Whataburger's jalapeno ranch.
Not a jalapeno guy,
Dude, I love that damn ranch.
I don't like ranch either.
The Cinnabon Delights from Taco Bell.
Okay, never had them, but Cinnabon's
They're really
great.
good. They're
all right.
Yeah.
Are they like literally?
They're like little.
They're like little.
Like pastries.
No,
Yeah,
they're
It's not
kind
like
of
a
little-
taco thing. It's
They're like a little ball that's like dipped in sugar and stuff,
I
and it
think I have
has
had those.
they're kind of more like the Munchkins at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
But
It's almost
filled
like a
with
donut
cinnamon.
hole, but flavored different.
okay.
Yeah.
And it's
All
got
right.
like some
Sounds
cream
pretty good
cheese.
right now.
Dude, they're good.
Yeah.
The quesarito also from there. It's
Haven't
like
had that either.
just like
It's not good thing it's not your list.
yeah.
It's cool.
And then the Choco Taco that Taco Bueno had.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It was like a chocolate taco shell with ice cream and nuts and stuff on it. It was
Ooh.
yeah, they were good.
Okay. Never had
I didn't
one.
know that was at
I
Taco
think
Bell.
it's really good.
I don't think they're back, or I heard that they were coming back.
Is that
but
like limited time or just
Well,
they went away? And,
they did them for years, and I think that company went out of business that did them, and because it wasn't Taco Bueno that actually did it.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a company. They just had them at the stores.
okay.
But I think they're coming back. I don't know. It'd be really cool if they did.
All right. Scotty,
Okay.
I can go if you want.
No, go ahead.
My number one favorite all-time fast food thing. I still remember the very first one I ever had, where it was, how old I was, who I was with.
Oh, jeez.
The Egg McMuffin.
Oh, that's yeah.
I do like a McMuffin. I had one
with
this morning.
sausage.
Yeah. It's
Sausage, egg, and cheese
Canadian-
McMuffin.
I think it's is it Canadian sausage or like the
Canadian
round
bacon.
It's,
No,
is it Canadian
do you get it
bacon?
with bacon? The ham? I get it
Egg
with sausage.
McMuffin is only one way. It's Egg McMuffin. It's
that
egg.
is the one with the ham. I get the.
It is ham, but
I get
Canadian or whatever they call
Canadian
it.
bacon and
bacon.
ham are like the same thing.
Okay. Well,
Stop acting like an idiot. You're the idiot.
Don't be an idiot. Changed my life.
I'm an idiot.
I get the sausage, egg, and cheese.
Okay,
McMuffin.
that's different. That's not my favorite.
I do
bite.
the chicken and cheese.
It's okay,
At Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Egg McMuffin. I was with my grandparents on a trip to Michigan, and I got one, and I remember being like, "What was that? I need another one." And I think I ate 3 of them that morning at like 14, probably 13 or 14. Anyway, okay. The McRib. So
McDonald's
two
guy.
McDonald's so far. The McRib, Chicken Express sweet tea. Dude, shouldn't be drinking it. I love it.
Have you ever seen him make it?
No, don't
There's
even
a
don't
lot
touch
of
it.
sugar.
It's bad. Oh, well, it should be.
It's bad.
It's more sugar than
so
liquid.
I took off In-N-Out's hamburger just because that's way too obvious for me. But I went with Checkers hamburgers.
I like Checkers.
Checkers is the bomb with bacon cheeseburger, and a Sonic vanilla shake.
Okay.
No whipped cream, no strawberry.
Just Sonic.
I should have
Or
put.
cherry, I mean.
I
Or
should have
cherry.
put their grape cream slushes, grape and orange. It's like a liquid orange creamsicle. They're
All right.
so damn good.
That's my list, Scotty.
All right, I'm gonna put a Brahms Reese's peanut butter cup ice cream.
Ooh, I love me some Brahms too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's at
I'd
5.
think about it for a second. Yeah.
That's super regional.
That's
though.
at
Most
5.
people won't know.
At 4, I'm gonna go the chili cheese tots from Sonic. It's not. I know that's doesn't seem right, but it is. It's one of them.
I do.
And then
Why does it not seem right? That sounds good.
because it's just I don't know. I know
It's
a lot
like
of people don't like scream like Sonic like when it comes.
I mean, I picked a Sonic shake, but that's kind of the only thing I like from Sonic.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're good.
And then I'm gonna do the mashed potatoes and gravy from KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
And then
It's pretty good.
Chicken Express's biscuit. Their biscuits.
Their rolls are fire too.
I'd go chicken or Golden Chick rolls.
Yeah, those are. Yeah.
But okay. I
Golden
didn't think
Chick-
about that.
The Golden Chick.
Scotty wouldn't know. He wasn't with us at the.
No, I've
the
been
team
to
building
Golden Chick.
dinner.
But you didn't come with us to help us with the studio that day when the show.
The Golden
live.
Chick, their seasoning that you can put on their chicken
Yeah.
is good.
Bro, I have packages of like every time I go,
Yeah.
I say, "Can you just give me a handful?" And they're in my
Yeah.
truck, they're in my backpack. I take them to Motocross the Nations and sprinkle it on my. I actually put them on my egg muffin.
Honestly though, last time we went to Golden Chick, dude, from the time that we got in line, it wasn't even that busy. It was like a Wednesday night. Like from the time we got in line to the time we got our chicken was 55 minutes.
I would have left.
Yeah,
Well, I'd already
they're
paid.
super hit and miss.
You're like, give me my
Yeah.
money back.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
super
This is
hit and
insane.
miss.
Well, it hadn't been that long. It was like I don't know. Anyways,
Okay.
And then the number 1 is the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Just a regular like.
I had
get the
cheese.
spicy
I
one,
had
but-
cheese to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty good sometimes. Like I feel like lately they've been hit or miss.
Dude, the one by my house hits every time.
Really?
Every time.
All right.
Somebody.
So,
honorable mention.
I guess if I had to put them in order, I'd switch 3 and 1. I'd switch the KFC mashed potatoes with the chicken sandwich.
So the KFC mashed potatoes is your
Yeah,
number
yeah.
one favorite thing
From
All
the-
right.
yeah.
Wow.
Blizzard. We should have mentioned a Blizzard.
Dairy Queen sucks.
It's just I like, dude. Their burgers like.
It's just joke. Well, everyone's different.
Yeah.
I ate one of our burgers today,
Yeah.
and I've ate, and
Well,
I worked there. I get them for free
It's-
for lunch. It's good.
Every time I eat one, I feel like I'm hungry in an hour and a half. It's like they're like
we
soy
got a
burgers.
triple buster.
Well,
I can eat a double and I'll be hungry in an hour and a half. It's
Get a
like they're
triple.
soy burgers.
they're different. Like it's different recipes, right? Because I've been to one.
We don't
like,
use soy burgers.
but I'm
talking
just-
about
I've
outside
been
of
to
Texas?
I've been to a Dairy Queen outside
Yeah.
Texas. Is nothing
It's
like it.
totally different.
So is okay, Scotty? The Dairy Queen in White Oak. Do they get the exact same patties and the exact same products as you do? in
They
New
should,
Diana?
yeah.
So okay, so they should be basically the same.
They're not under the same ownership that I am.
I knew that, but whoever
But
delivers
okay,
your food.
The ones
So
in Texas are pretty much.
There's TDQ, Texas Dairy Queens,
Oh, you told me that, yeah.
and then there's IDQ, which is International Dairy Queens.
Okay.
And all the ones you see outside of Texas are International Dairy Queens.
Yeah.
Up north,
okay.
they don't even have food. They're just ice cream.
Yeah,
Really?
they don't
Yeah.
have gravy. Like they have white queso at the
Like
ones
we're
in,
the
New
ones.
Mexico.
A lot
Yeah.
of them don't have the Tex-Mex that do the tacos and stuff like we
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
They've got like fried cheese curds. They've got a
Yeah.
bunch of weird stuff at the other ones.
I stopped at a Dairy Queen on the way, maybe on the way to like Birmingham or something. I don't remember. And I got a burger. I was like, this is not
Yeah.
even close to a Dairy
Yeah.
Queen burger.
No, I do have an honorable mention. I just haven't had it as much, so it's hard to like rank as my like all time. But we've recently when we do see one, they're not very common down here. But when me and my fiance are out somewhere and we see a Culver's, we usually go there.
Culver's
slaps.
slaps.
They what?
Culver's slaps.
They have. I thought you said they sucked. No, their cheese curds. They come both. They're like cheddar and mozzarella. So you never really know what you're gonna get. Their cheese curds are pretty bomb.
I think Bojangles might be my favorite.
I've never had a Bojangles
fast food chicken chain. They're really good.
Culver's is burgers. They're butter burgers.
Yeah, no, I've had Culver's a bunch. They're really good too.
Bojangles I've had when I go to
I've never had it.
Yeah.
There's a Bojangles in town.
Well, that's cool. It's just a cool name, Bojangles.
Yeah.
I've never had one.
Okay, MotoXpod show at gmail.com or MotoXpod.com. Use that contact form. Let us know your top 5. Actually, let's do this. Let us know your top 5 fast food items, your list, and we'll pick a random drawing and give a t-shirt away. I think I have some Race Tech shirts, and I've got a few things. I got a Race Tech hat maybe. We'll do a giveaway. So send them in. Use those contact forms. Let's do ETS Racing Fuels. Pick one. ETS Racing Fuels was forged from the heat of competition nearly 30 years ago, developing purpose-engineered fuel for high-profile teams and highly competitive series. We have been the power behind many podium wins ever since, including Motocross of Nations champions, Jet and Hunter Lawrence and Joe Shimoda. Yeah, Joe Shimoda. And Kyle Webster this weekend. ETSRacingFuels.com to find your local distributor. The pick one this week was submitted by some idiot named TJ. He said Motocross Nations every year or every other year and every other event is in the U.S. So I guess that'd be like every 4 years, basically in the U.S. Mm-hmm. I added one or every other year, and it's randomly U.S., so it's not necessarily every 2 times in the U.S. because I feel like that's a lot. So, Chase.
I would go with every other year. It would give...
Okay, every other year and here in U.S., every other event?
I could, either way.
Okay.
Either way.
Right,
cool. It could be every other year in the U.S. or every other year random. But I feel like it would, for one, it would give the smaller teams more time to make money, to actually be at the race and have some kind of setup. It would build suspense for it a little more. It would feel a little more prestigious, kind of like the Olympics is. And I don't know. I think it would bring back a little bit because it's not like it used to be. I feel it's still great, but I feel like it's not like it was in the 90s and the early 2000s. I feel like if we do it every other year and it's, you can't just go the next year.
Yeah.
I feel like the attendance would go up, which I'm not saying the attendance is bad, but it would be better.
Scotty?
I'm going to stick with what we got.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. You actually made very good points, Chase. You actually almost swayed my opinion, but like every year, it's something we look forward to every year. You're probably right. Like patience is a virtue, and it would probably make it worth more getting less of it. But we've gone too long with doing it every year. It would just be weird taking it away.
When it came down to it, I'd probably agree with you too, honestly. But because there's several people that would never get to race it just because there's less of them to do.
I will agree that like they should maybe come up with like 3 to 4 different ways of either scoring it or running the race or how many races there are, something like that, and have different formats and then rotate those. But
I don't like that.
I mean, just kind of keep it fresh.
It's some kind of change wouldn't hurt
it. It is fresh. It's literally once a year.
Yeah. I don't know. It's different.
Keeping it fresh. How about Supercross that's been the same or Motocross that's been the same for 50 years? You're talking about an event that happens once a year.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Where all the countries come together, 3-moto format. It's original. It's fucking exciting.
Donnie Berger's got a good idea. He said just cancel the whole thing.
No, it's awesome. It needs to be every year. I don't think you change really anything other than, and we've heard Lewis and Steve talk about this, like it's back at Ernay again next year. Like I understand listening to them that there aren't that many venues really that can hold it. But that's the one thing that I feel like would make it better is if you could go to multiple facilities in France over a period of years. Multiple, Belgium, Australia's coming up. I think it's such a cool event. I mean, I was very stressed out, as I mentioned, throughout the weekend, but it's so much fun. It's so exciting. Seeing riders I've never seen before, et cetera. Yeah, I say change nothing. I hope to be able to go next year in France. Like it's so cool.
I heard talk. They're trying to do one in Australia, and I think 2029. That would be awesome because they haven't been there since '92. I think
they got a pretty good. They got two pretty good reasons to go now.
Yeah. Well, the GP they just did there this year was really good numbers too.
Okay, FXR. We're gonna do kind of an FXR recap. We'll get back into Motocross of Nations. We'll use that for the FXR situation. FXR is designed by racers for racers with industry-leading fit, finish, and performance. Progression is the name of the game. With every new piece created at FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best product possible. Used by Malcolm Stewart, Muck-Off FXR Club X Yamaha, Mike Brown, Brock Tickle, Chris Kiefer, and many more. FXR has core motor roots just like us, so visit fxrracing.com to find your local dealership and check out all they have to offer. Okay, let's go back to your highlights or what stood out. Give me, I kind of had in mind riders, but maybe there was another situation. What was like your highlight, Scotty?
One of the things
Iron Man
that jumped out, like that just kind of changed. I don't know, changed everything, but it was definitely a big factor that was just immediately gone was Team Germany. I mean, like their donations was literally 20 seconds long, like
pretty much
because Lagenfelder
and Roxon went out. Like that sucked. But
look at Koldenhoff going down Saturday. I
mean, they never even really had a chance. But I'd say like the biggest standout to me that was just super impressive and wasn't. I mean, I guess it is kind of easy to expect now, hindsight, but was Shimoda. I mean, he just ran solid the whole time, and to do that for a country that's not really in the mix, I just thought was super impressive. I mean, I know he rides this series a lot, but to jump up to the 450, it stood out to me as like I didn't expect him to be that good.
I agree. That was on my list.
Yeah, Shimoda. That's what I was going to say too. Because if you would have told me at the beginning of this year, Shimoda at the end of this year would be right around where Tomac was.
Yeah, right.
MX the Nations. I would have called you a liar.
Yeah.
Tomac
told
did.
You there's no chance, but he did it.
He was impressive.
Yeah, ET had to work to get him. Like it wasn't just a formality.
No. I think I said that Joe was probably the most impressive rider of the weekend, but that's not. I don't know that that's completely accurate. After listening to the post race stuff from Lewis and Steve and all those guys, and then kind of rewatching the race, I was like, you know what? Liam Everts was almost equally as good. He went 4.7 for third, while Joe went 2.6 for second in that open class. Both those young kids who are primarily 250 riders held their own on the 450. So both those guys I feel like equal. And then even guys like the names are kind of eluding me. Francis Vallon, his last name is Vallon.
Valant, Valant, yeah.
Valant, yeah. He was really impressive for France. Fevre was not as good as maybe as I expected at times. And then it's Packer, P-A-C-A-R, I think was the guy's
Panzer. Yeah.
Was pretty impressive at times.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, like there was just guys that, like, obviously I don't even know their names real well, but that were very impressive. But Joe and Liam and Kyle Webster.
Yeah, I was about to. That's
like
I was
we
literally
said,
just
right?
about to
Last
say.
weekend, Kyle Webster's probably 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there, and he was not. Man, he was coming from dead last.
Dude, yeah.
Riding his butt off, and then
he still got to that starting from last. Yeah,
huh?
He still got to that.
Yeah, 5th
14.
overall in MX2,
coming from last both times.
Yeah,
I heard,
15, 13, I think were his results.
I heard he got on Hymas's bike and didn't touch a lever, a clicker.
That's
not
insane.
a thing.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yep. Yeah, he told. I heard him tell. I think Steve that, or maybe Lewis that, but yeah, or no, they were talking about it on the review show from like Saturday night, and then again I think Sunday.
I was the closest to the picks. I had U.S. and Australia's switched, but I had the top 3 right.
Let's go back and look.
Yeah, I had France. I had France in third. I had Australia in second. I had U.S. in first.
Yeah, so
I think I said the Netherlands, and
we all went USA first.
Yeah, that
surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, I think we were just on the hype train.
No, I went Australia first.
Oh, you went Australia?
Yeah, so I went Australia, USA, Netherlands,
I
Belgium.
went USA
But
first.
I had the 3 podiums accurate. I just didn't the 3 people teams
All right,
accurate.
I went
we
USA.
need a tiebreaker.
I went USA first. To be
I had
different than you.
even though I didn't. Yeah, I had.
And then I switched.
How many
from
did you have
Belgium.
right? 1.
So I had 2 right, but my order was closer. I don't know, man. It doesn't matter. We should figure out by
Y'all
point.
both
Like,
suck.
we should figure it out by the points from the
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
Wait, what was your picks?
I had Australia, USA, Netherlands, Belgium. Oh, well, France was third. Yeah. So, okay. And then
Y'all
you
both got 2 right.
Yeah, we both got 2 right.
But I had all.
Wait. No. He had, okay. You were correct. I'll give it to you. Yeah. You had all 3 of the teams, but
I had all
top
3 of the
2.
podiums.
Yeah.
You're right. All right. You're right, Scotty. It's a win for Scotty. It's
Write
the
that
happiest
down.
he's ever been on this show.
Ever. Yeah.
We're gonna frame that.
I'm cutting that out for the archives. Yeah. Okay. So a couple other highlights I want to talk about. We got about 5 more minutes, and I'm going to play the Jason Anderson interview. And again, guys, if you're disappointed it's not live, I apologize. It's really good. I reached out yesterday, and he just couldn't do it this time in the evening, so we got knocked out. But it's 28 minutes. It's really good. There's some good stuff in there. It's exclusive Jason Anderson interview coming up in just a couple more minutes. I got to meet or hang out with a lot of other people. I already mentioned Rasmus, meeting Liam Everett, Kyle Wolf for the second time, Lucas Kunin. But I also met Sarah Whitmore, former, one of the best women riders of her generation. She works for Racer X. She was with Mitch Kenda. They were working, and I got to visit with her a little bit. And she's going to come on the show soon, talk about WMX and her time period, what she's doing now. She's going to school for sports psychology. She has a really good story of why she's doing that. Her husband got injured. So, yeah, that was really cool. Getting to spend some time with Adam Wheeler. I mean, he's the best.
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, he made those other 3 donkeys up there just actually look way better.
What was some of the highlights from the press tent?
We don't have time to get into stories. And it was just typical shit, busting balls, talking shit every 5 minutes.
Did anybody have a faux pas that they got ridiculed for?
No, but
so
Steve would every 5 minutes would turn around and go, "Hey, Dark," because I was sitting right behind him. He'd go, "Flip me off." He was doing the podcast, I think Saturday night, might have been Sunday, but I think it was Saturday night. They're up there getting ready. He's like, "Dark," I'm 20 rows back. And I look up, he's like, "Flip me off." He just flipped me off all weekend. But yeah, it's mainly just hanging out with the people. Saw Damon, saw RB, saw Emig, Chad Reed. Couple new, if you guys like the Moto Moms feature I do, Ellie Reed's going to do it coming soon. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, hey, I've never actually had a Moto Mom, Moto Wife. That'd be cool. A professional Moto Wife. And I reached out to Dazzy a couple months ago about getting Emma to do one. He's like, I'll talk to her. He texted me back and he said, I couldn't even get it all the way out of my mouth before she said no. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight. And part of me was like, I bet you didn't ask her. But then he saw me this weekend. He said, Emma, this is the guy that wants to do it. And she's like, oh, I don't want to do it. And I was like, look, I've done these with Jeannie Carmichael, Anne McGrath, all this list. None of them really wanted to do it. And what I tell them all is like, let me send you the questions. Let's record it. And if you aren't comfortable, you don't like it, then we won't use it. Or I can just type up your answers or whatever. And they all have a good time. I said, so let me send you the questions. And then we can talk about recording it. If you don't like it, I won't use it. And she said, okay, maybe. So I think I'm like 70-30 getting Emma Lawrence to do one of these.
Yeah, okay. So sounds like she was trying to be polite in front of your face. But
no, you could tell that she was really considering it. And Dazzy even said Sunday night when I was leaving, he said, I think we got her.
Okay, cool.
So those are some cool things coming soon that I'm really excited about. Bear with me. Anything else from you guys from MXDN that stood out that you want to talk about? You know what? One more thing. We'll wrap this up and then we're going to do Jason Anderson, okay? Because we do need to get to that. Steve, I believe, is the one that I heard pose this question first, and it's a really good question, so I want to give credit. Does your Team USA for us, if they're not first, does it make that much difference to you if it's second, third, fourth? Does it really matter once first is out of the program? To me, it does. I was like so stoked when they got second instead of third.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
like
not the
on
same
the
as winning, but like it does to me.
I mean, on the podium, like if they're top 3, it's like okay, that's good. But like it 4th or 7th wouldn't mean any different to me.
What about 2nd and 3rd? Is it like significantly different, or it's kind of it's whatever?
I wouldn't say significantly, a little bit for sure, but
I think
if they're not winning, I don't really. It's kind of whatever.
I think last year I maybe felt a little more proud of the 2nd.
Yeah.
But this year I think we kind of just lucked into the 2nd. Like last year we actually were kind of close and battling with Australia.
Definitely luck. Did you say we did or did not luck into it this last week?
Did.
Oh, we did luck into it this second.
Yes.
So to me, I felt like we kind of got lucky, and like
a little bit.
Like I feel like we didn't put like last year we did about the best that team could do, and that resulted in 2nd.
Yeah.
This year, I felt that team that was on the track could have done maybe a little better. So, therefore, the 2nd didn't mean as much as it did last year.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're gonna play the Twisted Tea Progressive Suzuki's Jason Anderson interview. It's about 28 minutes. Again, some really good stuff in there. We'll come back to you guys by and close this thing out. So we're going to mute our mics. Last time you could kind of hear some stuff in the background. I think I fixed that. If you're on YouTube, let us know. We'll try to shut. Our next guest of the night is brought to you by Racetech. And if you're building a reliable, world-class engine, it requires a combination of state-of-the-art equipment and experienced, knowledgeable technicians. Racetech provides quality, precision engine services using the best equipment and processes in the industry. Well known for supporting the fastest privateers, but did you know behind the scenes some of the winningest factory teams also trust Racetech for the industry-leading engine services? Hit up racetech.com for all your suspension needs as well as engine needs. And don't forget, signups are still open for their Technical Edge suspension seminars coming up soon. Visit racetech.com for more information on that. Brandon Scher, 2025 250 SMX championship winning suspension tuner for Joe Shimoda. Went through the courses. He is Racetech trained, and you can be too. And tonight, Racetech brings us from the Twisted Tea Suzuki team, presented by Progressive Insurance. Yeah, you heard that right.
And
After
the reason
a
why is
long wait,
it slows the track
it's one and
down,
only
and then
Jason
when you
Anderson.
do
So, man,
crash,
great
the ground
to
isn't a
finally
rock
get
that
you on
run
this
into.
show. It's been a lot of years coming,
Keeps the
and
riders
dude, I couldn't be more excited.
because the track speed's lower.
Yeah, it also it'll create some
So
adversity.
we're going
so you can
into
see
what
when somebody has
16th
bad moto,
season in
how they react, so you
2026,
kinda see
man.
that
And
of it
I
too.
talked to you, I think at San Diego this year. We talked about your
that's
career
the exact
and
same
kind of
answer my
how
dad
you
gave me
felt
when I
about
asked
the
him.
next
He's
few
like,
years.
slower
And
track is a
I want to
safer
see
track,
right now,
especially when you're
after
old like
I guess
me.
it's been 6
I
months,
think it
8
should
months,
stay
whatever it's
super
been
deep,
since we
and
talked.
the reason why
You told
is
me
because
probably
it
3 more
slows
years is
the
what you're
track
thinking
down,
when your daughter
and then
goes into
when you
kindergarten.
do
You
crash,
still in the same
ground
place?
Isn't a rock that you run into.
Yeah, I mean,
It
right now
keeps
I
the
have
riders safer
me and Suzuki
because
have
the track speed's lower.
Yeah, it also
agreed to
it'll
do in
create
2
some
years,
adversity, so you
and
can
then
see when somebody has bad
hopefully I'll
moto,
be able
how
to
they
just
react. So you
stay on
kinda
board
see
with
that
them,
of
and
it too.
they'll be down to keep me around.
Yeah,
if all goes well.
that's the exact.
Absolutely. I want to get to the Suzuki thing here in a minute, but let's touch on 2025 just a little bit. Started off really strong. I think 3 podiums and 5 rounds of Supercross. You won a heat. I think you beat Jet Lawrence in a heat. You were riding really well. Were you feeling healthy and happy at the beginning of the season, or were you kind of noticing that you didn't feel 100% maybe after the first few rounds?
Yeah, I probably I felt really healthy at Anaheim 1, and then I got sick at San Diego.
Okay.
Like I got so sick even in the main event. I literally just couldn't even ride to where I was like that sick. And then like a cold, but it kind of started like compounding, and obviously like even in the past years I've had some health issues, even going towards the end of 2024 outdoors into SMX, and it's kind of hard because you get like a couple weeks off and you have to get right back into it, so you try and recover as much as you can. But yeah, I think it was just a snowball effect of year after year after year. And after San Diego, I went to Anaheim too, and I actually did really, really well as far as like result wise. But for me, I feel sometimes like if the track's a certain way and it's really, really hard packed and it's kind of like flat where you're just kind of, it's more slippery, I can really be super efficient. So like even in my head when I was in that main event at Anaheim 2, I mean, I was tired at lap 2. I was just able to realistically just manage the main event and to get on the podium again. But past that, I mean, even Tampa, I was going backwards and I just got really lucky to get on the podium because Chase fell and Kenny got him and the lapper got together. So that was more luck, but my stuff started snowballing pretty early on.
Okay. Well, something else we talked about in San Diego was like you had mentioned something along the lines of like you felt like you had good speed and you were riding really well, and you were, but the field is so heavy now, so top heavy, so stacked, as we like to say, that you could one night with your speed be podium, and the next night or the next week on the same speed be 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yes, yeah. I think like the only person who's realistically pretty even is, I think there's 2 of them right now, and I think that's you can pretty much count on Chase and Jet to be in the top 3 for the most part. But other than that, even like as great as even Eli is, he has those nights to where he has a hard time being in that front pack.
Do you think that's a little bit age related too? I mean, you were what, 32. He's all you guys, you, Kenny, kind of in that same area.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. I think obviously, like having kids and it's, our days are so it's not as like one-dimensional focus. I think we have a lot more going on in our lives compared to the younger guys.
Yep.
And I think that can be good to distract you, but it could also be sometimes, maybe make you a little bit tired. But
yeah, kids will wear you out.
Yeah, that 2-year-old age is the age where they're you can't contain them.
Yeah.
So, but it's awesome. It's super fun. But I think that's an aspect. I think obviously recovering is maybe tougher for us. And I think just mentally, I think those younger guys they are willing to take a lot of risk. They're very still chasing, and us are just really enjoying what we do. So I think there's an aspect of that your mindset is a little bit different from whenever you're 22 to 32. The end's a lot closer for us, and for them, I don't think they even see an end.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when you're that young, you think you're never going to get old, right? Yeah.
It goes in the blink of an eye too. It's really crazy.
Absolutely. After Seattle, you pulled out. We were told family emergency, and the following week you were out for the rest of the season. And the team put out a Instagram saying personal health concerns. Is there anything about that time frame you're willing to kind of tell us what was going on, what came to be? Because you even missed a lot of outdoors towards the end of the season, and I assume it all kind of is the same thing.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. I've just really been struggling over the years with my thyroid, and I have been on medicine for my thyroid to help, but my thyroid's kind of really been hard to manage, and it has to also go with like my EBV, which Epstein-Barr is like multiple different things. There's 8 different types. You can have mono. It's a whole. Basically, I'm getting sick a lot, and from San Diego on until Seattle, I probably had a cold 4 times to where I wasn't able to like really ride or anything like that, or San Diego to Seattle. And then even in outdoors, same thing, and I really just needed to give my body a rest. There was no training that I could do or anything along those lines that it was going to help me, because anytime I would train, I would just get sick, and when you're traveling in airplanes all the time and everything like that, I just really had a hard time keeping my health together. And once I turned, I feel like the age I'm at right now, I mean, I never really had that issue younger. I could kind of burn the candle on both ends and it never really affected me,
Sure.
And even to the extent of like, I'll just be completely honest, is if I would go out right now and I was to go just get hammered for a night, I would wake up with a cold and I would be fucked for a week, to where, let's just say back in the day, I could I could fucking go out every Saturday night and still be on the podium and winning on the weekends as long as I trained. You know, that wearing of my body wasn't hard on me then as it is now.
Yeah, and that, I mean, I'm 50, Jason, so yeah, when I hit 40, things change, and yeah, when you're a professional athlete and your body's at the peak performance, those little things as you get older, I'm sure have an even bigger effect. And with the way the season is now, you get, really, even before this SMX, you guys didn't get much time off to really recover, and it's even worse now.
Yeah, and even for me, I'm like, all right, so let's just say realistically, lately I've been getting sick like maybe 4 to 5 times to where I have to actually take off like 4 days. And if I could just figure out to get my body healthy enough to make it through a Supercross season with just getting sick once, I mean, that'd be a win for me, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, before we get to Suzuki, I got one more thing I want to bring up. You know, in the past, you've had some, we'll say, quote unquote rivalries over the last couple seasons with maybe Jed or Hunter at times. And then I think sometime this year you said like, hey man, I like talking crap off the track, but those battles with those guys are really cool. And, yeah, I want to ask you about the talking crap stuff a little bit, because Coop does it, you know. I feel like it's kind of a fun thing you guys can do or whatever to kind of get into other guys' heads a little bit. And it just kind of messes with people. I feel like that's what it's about. But do you sort of enjoy those on track or the talking crap a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, realistically, if you think about it, it's the art of sport. Yeah. And I think you have a lot of guys that have a different mentality. And, I think part of me, I just, I don't know. I think, sometimes whenever I'm behind a guy, I'm pretty sure they're thinking twice of me, you know? And I think that is maybe an aspect that benefits me, but then at the same time, it's been an aspect that has definitely hindered, you know, podiums, results, wins, all that stuff. But I think as I get older, I think obviously you just get calmer, but at the same time, I for sure can get fired up out there, you know?
Yeah. That actually will lead into, go ahead.
No, I was just like, even if you do or whatever, it's, you know, people really like to talk about like your character based upon that. But I mean, we just want it, you know, these podiums and these wins and stuff, even for me, don't come as often as they did previous in my career. And even me at 32, I still want to be able to stand on that box every year, you know, so that's very, very important to me. So even us getting fired up or how we go about things and stuff like that, it's just because we're so passionate about what we do and passionate about the results that we want to get. And sometimes our industry is a little cutthroat, you know, because all of us are racing each other. But if we're, you know, behind the guys, and maybe we can use a little bit of like those games to make them think twice, maybe make them make mistakes and stuff like that. I mean, those podiums are what keep you doing your job.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Suzuki. After 4 years at Monster Energy Kawasaki, you've signed a deal with the Twisted Tea Progressive Suzuki team. Talk about riding for Pipes Motorsports, how that came about, what brought the decision on.
Honestly, I think Kenny has really made their motorcycle look really, really good. And you could see that it is competitive enough to be able to be on the podium and win races. So I think that for me, I think the program that we're putting together it's really nice because I'm not going to do outdoors. And it's not necessarily that I don't want to do outdoors. I think it's just me managing my body to be able to go as long as I can in my career, because I'm going to get to outdoors and feel really guilty about not doing them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you just sit on the couch and you watch the races and you just feel like you should be out there if you don't have a cast on. But yeah, I think the program that they have over there, the motorcycle is amazing. And it's really, really cool to be able to work with Larry Brooks. I think obviously he's kind of a legend in the job that he's in, you know, from working with McGrath to Stu to Kenny to Reedy. You know, it's been pretty crazy how he could create results in kind of in an orthodox way without factories is what he's always done.
Yeah.
And I think so. Going to Suzuki, it feels like a no-brainer. I mean, we got Suzuki's coming on board more to help this year, and I'm excited for the next couple of years, and I want to come out swinging. You know, I'm doing the World Supercross, so I'm a little rusty going into that, but hopefully by A1 I'll be, you know, swinging.
Okay. All right. Jason Anderson tonight, brought to you guys by Racetech. Racetech.com. Find your local service center. Get your suspension needs met. Your local tech is probably at the track you're racing at, so get to know them. Racetech.com. Yeah, and you have some history with Suzuki. Obviously, amateurs, 5 Loretta titles, I believe, with Suzuki. Pro debut with Rockstar Suzuki. Your first podium was with them in 2012. Your first win in 2013. So they were kind of leaning in the press release about your homecoming. Does it feel that way to you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the yellow fender has been pretty familiar to my career. You know, I spent 3 years, obviously my first 3 years riding the 250 class with the Rockstar Suzuki team. When I was, I think I signed my Suzuki deal when I was 9 years old, 10 years old maybe, 9 or 10 years old. And I was riding, I think they had the RM65 at that time that I was racing. But it's pretty crazy. It's crazy. Obviously, like, it's not the same people, but it's the same manufacturer, and it's really cool to. It's a cool storyline, and this nostalgia is really cool for me, and especially if I'm able to turn this into a new era of my career to be able to do well in as well.
Yeah, I like it. I like going back to the roots, and you know, Suzuki does get a little bit of. I don't, you know, we make fun of it or whatever, the fans, whatever, because of the kickstart, and it seems like it's old technology. But yeah, seeing what Kenny's done, 3 wins, I think, in the last few years on it, and it clearly is capable. Obviously, the Kickstarter can be a little bit of hindrance if you happen to go down and stall the bike. But even though recently, Japan seems like they're much more involved, Suzuki of Japan, and wanting to make this program, you know, back up on the same level as all the other OEMs. So I think it's a good time to get back in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to get back in, and everyone talks about the motorcycle, you know, being old or they need it updated. But being completely honest, the bike's pretty damn good already. And I'm like, I don't know how much I would like to change it. Obviously, like, electric start would be nice, but I mean, it's not I don't know. I think the motorcycle is really, really good.
Yeah, well, clearly it is. You know, and I think Kyle Chisholm over the last few years has really helped with a lot of the development, at least for Kenny's side of it, with that. And Chiz has a lot of good things to say about it. I do want to ask you this: when switching teams in your career, you know, whether it's going from Husky to Kawasaki, to Kawasaki or Kawasaki to Suzuki, there has to be a lot of factors that you have to think about, like whether some people may think about the financial side, personnel within the team, the equipment, and you kind of have to think, well, could this be detrimental to my career or positive to my career, depending on whether I gel with the bike. So for you, what are the primary factors that you use when deciding, hey, it's time to do something different?
Yeah, you know, I think there's also another aspect to it too. Sometimes you maybe need like just a change of scenery, like not even just to be motivated, you know, riding a different test track, seeing a different front fender color, seeing other personnel, you know, that stuff helps you it feel fresh. But at the same time, you want that personnel to be good. I think it's very, from like, say, like a fan's perspective, it's very underrated how important the clientele is, from, you know, your team manager to even the people who are funding the team and everything like that. That's important for me because I need to be able to feel vulnerable to give them the right information to make my bike better and to put me in the right headspace to do well. So it's really important is the clientele. Yep. And then the motorcycle, you obviously need some sort of a base that you think is in the ballpark of doing well. You know, you want to be able to test the bike before you sign and make sure you're like, okay, for me, I feel comfortable that I have the skill to achieve what I want on it. And luckily, when I hopped on the Suzuki, I was very happy with the motorcycle and the clientele. I mean, they are all pretty chill so far, but I'm sure once we get into racing, you'll run into we'll have like little things here and there, but that's how any relationship goes. So,
were there other offers that were on the table that you considered that you can talk about or willing to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to say like
who.
I've had a crazy silly season.
Okay.
Like the craziest. I could have ended up so many different places at so many different times. And this was kind of what I thought was going to happen, you know, is being at Suzuki. But at the same time, I definitely had offers from other places. And then, I mean, as you guys know, the team I was on, it was kind of getting crazy there towards the end. So I didn't even know what was happening there.
Right. Yeah.
So, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm excited to do this World Supercross thing. And I think being able to do Supercross only will extend my career even further. And like I told you, I said 3 years, but you never know with us. I mean, we say this, we say that, but when it comes to the points where we have to have nothing to do and we're like, well, might as well train and ride and race,
Yeah, for sure. I like the possibility that you might be around a little bit longer than that. I got a few more for you and a couple listener questions, and we'll let you go. You mentioned being a little rusty for World Supercross, but I see that if you're going to race that whole series, I can see you as being the title favorite. Is that like motivating to you? I mean, to race that full series, maybe get a World Supercross title, or is it kind of like really the most important thing is getting prep for AMA Supercross 2026?
Right now I'm looking at it as prep.
Yep.
I think if I can keep that I want to win. I want to do well, but I got to keep the main goal of progress in my head. I'll tell you this much. If we would have went to Malaysia, my whole plan was to just ride behind Joey the whole time, but now that we got that extra, instead of racing on the 15th, we're racing in Argentina in November 6th or something like that, that definitely means that I want to go to Argentina and win. So it's just like that amount of time I think is actually going to help me quite a bit. Because, from suspension, to how I like the bike, I'm still learning a lot. I'm learning a lot because I've never ran KYB. I'm learning a lot because I've never worked with the guys that I've worked with. And my team is still doing SMX, MX Nations. So I haven't really had all the people at the track to make progress on certain days because they have to go to the races.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
sure.
So I've had I've been riding a lot, but sometimes I haven't been able to make the progress, because it's just scheduled. My thing started October 1st. They need to get motorcycles setups and they still got stuff to do as well. But I think now with the amount of time we should be good.
All right. As far as training, I heard you're going to be training at the Sandbox. And then I know last year or two you were with Troll Training. I think maybe that's kind of up in the air right now. So what are your plans? Sandbox is correct, right? That's where you're going to be?
Yeah. I got a place in Florida.
Okay.
I still have my I'm a West Coast person.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to the West Coast. But right now it just seems really the easiest way for me to get the best results. Sandbox has good tracks. Our shop is basically right there. So if I need to make motor changes, suspension changes, I have all the resources there. So it was pretty brainless for me to go there. It was the best decision. So that's as far as where I live and everything like that. And then as far as Troll Training and John and everything like that, right now I'm not working with anyone.
Okay.
I'm just doing my own thing and trying to get ready that way. But I know if I need help or I need any tips or anything, John's going to be the first guy I call. So that's how I'm rolling on that side. You know, I've never gone without a trainer. I've always had some sort of person to help me as far as fitness and everything like that. And it's kind of nice not to have anyone right now. You know, I can really just do what I feel is right.
Yeah.
And that's having a trainer is a hard relationship to navigate, especially when things aren't going good and you know that they're trying their best and you're trying your best. So for me, it's more of like a relationship stress that I don't want to worry about anymore.
Okay. Yeah. It makes perfect sense. Let's see. And then you're going to have Josh Jelly Ellenson as your mechanic. Jelly's a great guy. I don't think he was on another podcast last night, and I don't think you know him super well, but great dude. I think you guys are going to click. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think Jelly's really cool. And then I have Mohead as helping me out as a practice guy. 'Cause even, you know, you move to a place with new clientele. I kind of need a homie with me all day. And I know Mohead's like really, really good at what he does.
And he's good.
So he's my guy. So he's with me every single day. So that's nice to have him. And I know him and Jelly work together at Star. So it's a good, solid core group.
Awesome. All right. 3 listener questions here. I got a whole bunch, but I'm not going to ask you all of them. Glitch 208. Does he have any memories of racing arena cross in Gallup, New Mexico, and Thule MX before going pro?
Thule MX was my first race I ever did on a KTM 50, like 98, 99. So yeah, obviously, like I remember racing there. Gallup, I remember racing the arena cross there. I mean, that's only a couple hours from Eli's house. So Eli would race that, like, let's say 2001, 2002, you know, so we would always remember racing those races.
Very cool. All right. AZ Squirrel 457, has becoming a father affected the way you approach racing and riding? I know you've talked about this before, but yeah, that's a good question.
I wouldn't necessarily say it affects the way, like, when I get on the motorcycle or anything like that. I think the biggest thing is, you know, there's a lot of schedule changes to where I can't be so selfish to think about myself only. I have to, you know, it's hard on my daughter to be traveling as much as she is and everything like that. So, like, the 5 a.m. flights, I can't really do those anymore because,
yeah,
I mean, waking up and getting her ready for that is like, it's a lot, you know. Obviously I have to get a motorhomes just so it's easier on all of us to be at the races. So there's aspects like that have changed, but like just getting on the motorcycle and everything like that, as soon as I put my helmet on, I don't think I've changed very much.
Okay. I don't think you'll answer this one. We can cut it out. If not, Rezik 307, did he have the same problems as Prado with the KX450?
Like I said, they gave me the fast one. I don't know what his problem was.
That's a good quote. I love it. All right. I guess we should wrap this up. I had another one that the guys want to know what your thoughts are on Deegan moving up outdoors and how you handle that stuff. But I kind of feel like you sort of understand that from what you said earlier, where it's like when you're younger, you have all this piss and vinegar attitude, and then you kind of grow up a little bit. So we're going to let that one go. Dude, I'm stoked for you for 2026. I think it's really cool. I love Dustin and Aaron Pipes. They're great guys, and having Suzuki in the pits, the presence they've built over the last few years is fantastic. So I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, it's great talking to you, man.
Yep, you too.
All right, we are back live. Sorry about that mess up at the beginning. We're going to blame that on TJ.
Yeah,
way to go, TJ. TJ. No, that was my fault. I peek behind the curtains.
Yeah, you can do it on this one.
I threw the photos in Premiere, and I guess the Premiere, I just kind of use the same template in Premiere all the time, and Turd's take I had to edit it last week must have been underneath the photos, and I didn't realize it, and I didn't check them. So when I exported the photos, the Turd's take audio was still back there, and I didn't notice. And
when I did my job, like I was supposed to play the pictures.
It was my fault. It's 100% my fault.
No, I know. It's just funny that. Like,
but we're gonna for those. Well, I will clip this segment and rebuild it and make it its own feature or its own video on YouTube. So it will, if you kind of couldn't really understand the beginning of it because of the double track, I'll fix it. So you guys can re-listen to the beginning if you want.
Before everybody kind of another Anderson interview is over, I just want to say a shout out to everybody listening to YouTube live this evening. It's been the highest number we've seen since we've left Vital. So appreciate you guys tuning in and keep, tell your friends and whatever, and they'll come on.
Share.
Tell your mama about me.
I want to.
And they're gone.
One thing I meant to say at the beginning of the show, and one of the listeners that I got to meet this weekend is Austin Nicholson. He's Instagram Austin Nicholson 99. He did this really cool drawing of me a couple years ago when I was riding Kawasaki's for a few days. It was a few months, but I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, you can see it pretty good.
This thing's sick, dude. It's like ink and crayon or
color pencils.
Yeah.
I don't really know, dude. It's really cool. That's actually a photo that Chase 710 Designs shot of me, and my form looks awesome. And I keep kind of joking, I'm sure I was going from one bad form to the other, and he just happened to catch a moment where it looked good for a second.
Pretty much, that's usually how it goes. That's why it's so much harder to make somebody look decent in the video.
Sure. But shout out to Austin, man. He was really friendly. He told me that he has been holding on to this for a couple years because he hasn't seen me in any races, and that he gave one to Steve Mathis and another media guy. I can't remember who. He said we were his 3 favorite media guys, which I don't know, man. That's
cool.
That actually means a lot. And honestly, if you're listening to this and I met you at Motocross of Nations, because I met more. Did I say this at the beginning? I don't know.
I don't think you ever
met
said
more listeners, fans, supporters at Motocross of Nations than I have at any single event. And honestly, Lewis did too. It was really cool. We were hanging out a lot together as we were walking around. So many people were coming up and recognizing him or me. And Lewis said he signed a bunch of flags, I think, and shirts. And I took tons of pictures. And it really brightened my day. After last week's show, I was kind of dejected a little bit. I was just like, man, I don't know if what we're doing, anybody really cares other than our hardcore listeners.
Right.
I was just like, man, I don't know if it's meaning anything. And so many people pulled me aside this weekend and had very, very kind things to say at Motocross of Nations. And it meant a lot to me. I'm speaking for Lewis. I think it meant a lot to him. It made him feel really good about what he's doing. So, I really appreciate you listeners. I appreciate you two in here. I don't say that a lot. I appreciate TJ. The show really has potential to do something cool. I mean, we're almost 10 years into this thing, but I do think it still has its spot in the industry
for sure.
Yeah.
So, we make it. I make mistakes. We do. There's what's a MotoXpod show without
who's expecting a picture to have audio attached to it?
Well, I should have checked it though, right?
Yeah,
I should have checked
shit
it.
Happens, dude.
So, it sucks, and it's kind of embarrassing. And you guys saw a little bit of disarray going on. If you're watching on this thing, I'll cut it out out of the podcast form. I'll try to clip what I can out of the YouTube, but it is what it is, man. It's a MotoXpod show.
Dude, I walked back in here to chaos.
Yeah, you had gone outside. But anyway, I want to thank all you listeners. I want to thank Jason Anderson, Damon Bradshaw, Stu Baylor, and of course, first and foremost, our sponsors, Racetech, Yamaha Motor USA, Guts Racing, X-Brand Goggles, FXR, ETS Racing Fuels, T-Bolt USA, and Grill Your Ass Off. I haven't told you guys this yet. How do you feel about, I told you next week off and we'll go every other week. How do you feel about next week on and then off? Because I think that would put us reverse of Steve. So these guys have a show every week.
Oh, yeah, let's
for
do
sure.
that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so we'll do a show next week, and then we'll probably go every other week.
Because Steve's about to do every other week too, right?
For maybe not consistently, but for a
the
little
most
while,
part.
I think. Yeah,
Unless something happens.
we'll try to kind of do the opposite schedule. So other than that, we should be back next week, guys. But yeah, thanks, man. It's been a great show, minus my F up. We're out.